It's a magical, mystical time. It's Anecdotal Adventures.
Hello, and welcome back to Fables of Pandora. This is episode 4. I am your DM, Sonya, and these are my players.
Hello, I'm Ashley, and I play Will Stillcrest, Halfling Investigator.
Question mark right here?
Don't worry about it.
Sup, it's Tele, freshly 19, and I will be playing Brisanna.
And Phil
Monk.
will not be able to join us for this session. Last we left off, you guys were wandering from, starting your trip.
Wandering is a bad word, as I was about to say. We are going straight in a direction, very
You guys
purposefully.
heard the weird magical bullshit that Nectar said, and you guys are heading from Spinsar to Draitos in a straight path.
Mm-hmm.
No distractions whatsoever.
Definitely. We're gonna
No
hope that stays that
distractions.
way. Yes.
If we get hit by another fucking sandstorm,
Or a
You know how
sandworm.
common they are
or a
here.
sandworm, or anything.
Anything sand.
If they were that common, these people would have developed a different system of travel than carts.
Not that easy.
It's not like everyone travels. They kind of just stay in one place.
I disagree fervently as someone who works here, that no one travels.
I said not a lot of people travels.
Merchants
Only
exist.
merchants,
Like a
right.
whole class of people travel for work 24/7.
Guess what? They
But-
probably have bodyguards.
But you guys
Bodyguards
are
won't fight
on
the
your-
weather!
you guys are on your cart talking, chatting, and you guys are taking this trip. It's gonna take about 4 days to travel there.
Mhm.
So if you want to do anything specific in those 4 days, let me know now. Otherwise,
No,
we're going to
probably.
time skip.
Just chit chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna chit chat about?
I don't know, do we need any more serious topics about, like, we're actually venturing together now, not just every so often bumping into one another? What's the lines? Where we're going?
I
Same for everyone here, including you, Nectar.
yeah, I just
I don't have really a choice where I end up going. I'm probably gonna have another thing, and then I'll eventually go up somewhere else. So, I'd love to adventure with you guys more, but the chances of
Like,
that are
while
low.
you're traveling with us, what the lines? What are you not comfortable with? That sort of thing.
Don't talk about the prophecies with me,
okay.
Awesome.
whatever they are. I don't really. Other than that, like, don't touch my wings. Like, it's
Fair.
pretty baseline stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
personal space exists. I understand
Yeah.
that.
Meh.
Also, that's just rude in general to touch someone else's wings.
Or, like, touch
Yeah.
someone else in general without their
Especially when-
explicit
yeah.
permission.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Awesome.
I don't particularly, yes.
see
I have
the,
definitely had enough sleep.
I see the defiance gotten to you.
Zzz. Anyways. Yes, I don't particularly like killing anything. Unless that thing is trying to kill me and it's like a life or death situation. You know, like if that thing stays alive, then I die. You know that. But that's like a very specific instance.
You would be surprised how much it comes up.
Like, I will fight a sandworm to death if I could.
don't
But I
think
just
this
have
is
a-
sandworm.
But I
running
just have
away,
a wacky stick.
a sandworm. Running away is like the smarter option.
Yeah,
That's why I said if I could.
Yeah.
they've swallowed people whole before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. I mean, just be pleasant.
Be a decent humanoid.
Yes.
Classic.
Plenty of people have different definitions of what the word decent and like what morals are.
Try not to argue too loudly.
Too loudly. Uh-huh.
Or
You have an
too-
argument, keep it like
I will defend
Not-
myself if provoked,
I understand that.
if you have an argument, don't like
but I try not to start
You know.
things.
Yeah.
try to get too bad. Don't hit people.
Yeah.
Well, we fight things. That's literally explicitly my job.
I mean, don't
Is to
hit
fight
people on
things.
your team.
Well,
Unless you're
yeah,
mind controlled.
unless they're mind controlled. Of which case, blunt damage, light hit, sometimes can break people out of mind control.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of times people have been accidentally mind controlled or something around me is wild. It's always by chance too. There's these weird
Accidentally.
creatures that
No,
do
but
it.
I mean, I've experienced a lot of mind control.
There's
just
just
in
one
general.
bird I met one time where it was like if it flew over you a certain amount of times, it would like mind control your people, the people around you into like walking into the desert and just staying there until they like don't have water and die, and then like they just snatch them up like food, which is like so messed up.
But
also, like,
can you
effective, I guess?
backtrack a little bit?
Valid
What?
hunting strategy.
Yeah, what?
What does this?
Sounds like a
I
type
just
of
a random
vulture.
bird. I don't know what it looked like. I just vaguely saw it from the distance. It never comes down until like its prey is, dead.
Huh.
So we can kill that thing, is what I'm hearing, because that seems
Probably.
wildly dangerous.
Yeah, very.
Probably. I mean, it's just trying to survive. Where do you draw the line, right? Like everything's trying to survive.
If it
Everything
tries
that
to
attacks
eat
you is doing
me.
something for a reason.
Yeah, that bird's.
If it
bird
tries
is
to
a dinner.
consume me, or people I know, or like attacks a town, that's the
I guess
line.
yeah, that's a decent line.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to eradicate the species.
I don't know. I've only seen one of that bird. Don't know if there's any more. It was really weird. It was like really big, and it just was there. I don't know where it's from. I'd never seen it before. I'd never seen it afterwards.
He's gonna look outside the
The cart.
cart.
Mm-hmm.
And can I roll perception to try to see if there's a bird following us?
It is past sunset, like a little bit past sunset.
Yeah.
But you can. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay.
You're an Eladrin, yes, you have dark vision.
You also glow slightly.
Yes.
Sometimes.
19.
I'm the only one without dark vision here.
19. You see plenty of birds around, but none like that. There are little birds that are like coming out of the sand right now, burrow birds. They come out during the nighttime when it's cooler. One just turns and stares at you before hopping like 5 feet away and burying back into the sand.
Yeah, I imagine Lizlad is like, ooh, food.
Food. Yeah, Lizlad has like locked eyes with one of them and is looking
Liz-
back at you, then
Will,
at it, back at you, and at it.
keeps you on the, like, tosses another snack at Lizlad, but keeps it on the path.
Scuttle, 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 scuttle. Sad scuttling.
We have fed you so much.
Hey, this lad has like 5 stomachs. Let him eat.
Lizlad
No!
has an unending appetite.
We have so much snacks. I'm not going to let it randomly kill birds.
Scuttle, 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 scuttle.
Don't
What are you
get
looking
guilt
for?
tripped by it.
What are you looking for? You just staring at the stars or something?
No, I was trying to see if one of those birds was following us just by the way you said it.
I mean, you really wouldn't be able to tell unless it crossed in front of one of the moons. And the biggest rune right now is There's no shadows in front of it, so we should be fine.
Anyone else knows that the wind picked up?
It just does that
Bree.
sometimes.
Bree saying that as her hair is hitting her in the face.
It's
Well,
Like, she can-
This is in the desert outside, constantly wears the full desert gear, no matter what. It's like, no, I really haven't.
it's just your hair is like whipping you in
Yeah.
the face.
Maybe you should, get the gear on.
It doesn't look like there's a sandstorm coming. The skies are clear. The wind is
Will's
not-
driving, so he just doesn't want sand anywhere. But be clear.
fair.
Yeah.
That's
She pops back in.
There doesn't need to be a sandstorm for Will to wear the goggles.
Smart. You hop back in. The covered wagon is nice, though the fabric is a little bit worn down from the sandstorm that hit it a little bit. So there might have to be a few patches on that. A couple of week or so. If you guys still have the card. But as you continue on, does Will want to do something with the the slime you have, the slime boy you have?
Now
And
that I
two-
have time, I'll do some testing to make sure I have figured out what I need for it.
How are you testing this?
Like taking a little dropper and sucking a little part of it or pouring them in. Just really
Every time
kindly.
you try to take a little bit of the slime thing, it moves away from it, like it doesn't want you to.
I'll test like I would normally, just observance.
Okay. So are you just putting the oil and wax stuff in there and then
Yeah,
just,
making sure I have ample supplies of it, because I'm not going to bring it
Okay.
into the world unless I have enough supplies for it to last until the next time so I can buy more.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I'm
like
suddenly
once a
not
month.
worried about my supplies. Not so worried about the amount of money I have.
Got plenty of money now. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the right amount of supplies, and it only needs to be renewed once a month, so you'll be fine. And the travel.
If I'm confident that I have the right recipe, during a night where we have to make camp because Will's not driving straight through.
Yeah,
It's not
you
that
double,
crazy.
triple check it. You're really confident. You even try it on some other liquid you have or something, or some other gooey substance you have, and it repels the sand because
Yeah.
the slime doesn't. Let
Awesome.
you
Then
touch
and I'll go away from everyone else one evening, a couple paces away,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just pour it in and pour it out.
You're pouring the slime out.
Yes, because it now can survive.
Yeah. From what you do know, you have to leave it in the sun for a bit to let it fully mix with the thing and let it heat.
And I'll just pour the liquid in them.
Yeah, and you let it for a while, and after the 4 hours, the short rest it takes to do that, probably over the hottest period of the day, you do that. You just pour it out, it just out, and it's just a box. It's just straight up box, just sitting there,
Well, what is that?
and then just
This
moves
is-
slightly towards you.
This is a slime. It is naturally friendly toward me because of the bottle.
It moves
So-
slightly more
It'll-
towards you.
It tastes command, so I will hello?
Just gonna
You should-
wobble.
You should be stable now.
It'll just do a little jump thing, and it turns temporarily into more of a roundish shape, and then lands back in the exact square shape again.
Do you have a name?
Wobble, 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 wobble. It just keeps wobbling you.
Okay.
I think we can give it something in common.
Wobble.
In this language.
Wobble. I think Wobbles works. Do you like
Wobble.
that Wobble? Don't
It's
think
going
that's a
to
yes.
start moving. It's a decent speed. It's a little bit slower than Brisanna, but around your speed, Will, normally. And it's on the sand, and it's
Amazing.
going to go a little bit farther. move around a bit, then go a little bit, like it's looking around for something, and then eventually it's just going to flatten itself against the sand, come back up, and there are 2 little pebbles on it now.
Like eyes.
Yes, like eyes.
Pebbles.
Happy wobbling sounds.
We make space for it on the cart. Will is visibly gleeful and is getting to know Wobbles.
Eventually, at some point during the 4 days, Bree will also ask Will to teach her how to guide the cart. Because let's be honest, Liz Lad knows where he's going.
Yeah.
Don't spoil him, for one.
This lad seems to have this innate sense of direction.
Oh, really, you just need Lizlad to like you.
I think he likes me.
And like, hold this, and you maneuver these to the other direction.
Make an animal handling check if you're gonna try.
I will help you.
Okay.
You get advantage. Here it is.
Because Lizlad and me are tight.
16.
16. This lad doesn't move for a bit and just stares at you, but after
I stare back at Lizlad from behind Bree, like,
defeated and actually keeps going.
hey, she's more likely to spoil you than I am.
So look up, oh really?
He was already reaching for the treats to try to get him to move.
Looks like 10 times more excited and was like, yes, give.
I try
this
to.
one.
I know that slimes can basically consume anything.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that Lizlad doesn't consume from the meat waste, I don't want to leave that behind and just give it to Wobbles.
What sort of stuff?
I mean, it'd probably be like bones from the meat, because that's what we're feeding Lizlad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you give it a bone.
Yeah, to like see
one
like
of the
what
trips.
do you like?
Okay. Pretty much immediately it happy wobbling sound. It takes the bone and it just grows a little bit bigger.
Oh,
God, the possibilities.
This
Be
is probably
careful, Will.
from a sandworm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
The possibilities are
It's going to
endless.
stretch out a bit, and it almost looks like it looks vaguely wormish in shape, and then just goes back to normal.
Oh, Will's like, it could transform into things that he eats. Oh my God,
It's just vaguely worm-like.
So many possibilities.
Details
What if I fed it more? Would it become more worm-like?
Who knows?
I mean, it would
Could
have,
I have a
the
gelatin
bone
sandworm?
It would have a bone structure by that point, so yes.
Will just like nods to himself in the background, like making a plan, a schematic of like an abomination-esque
Brisanna.
bone structure.
This persona in the front. I'm now a little concerned about Will.
What type of give me a basic idea of what the schematic looks like.
I mean, it's just like basically sketches of what Wobbles would look like as a sandworm, what parts would be necessary, and various other like beasts, mostly from home, that Will would be like, ooh, it could be this thing.
It is going to like go up onto whatever paper you're on, and it will like take the charcoal from you and just drag it like across certain things, like Xing it out. It X's out the sandworm, as well as any like horse-like things as well.
So it doesn't like coarse things or sandworms.
And then it just drops the charcoal, which has like a little bit of like an oilish around it now, so it's a little bit harder to use. You have to like rub off the oil, but
This is amazing. Will makes more schematics with this in mind. No
Okay.
horse-like things, no sandworm, just like, and instead of having it take it, I'll just show it to it, and like,
Give me
have
some
it
ideas of what you would
like
destroy.
make an X or an O for things it likes.
I'll give you some ideas of what you would sketch, so I can give you.
I mean, he shows like Will starts with like basic shapes and stuff, like something that looks vaguely bush-like.
It'll just like the bone will rotate like this way. It doesn't have another one. It can't do an X, so it just kind of rotates this way.
That's fine.
Diagonally.
Why am I disturbed by this very cute thing?
It's amazing. I don't know.
The little pebbles inside. It's going to shift so the pebbles are like in your direction. Just gonna an inch towards you. Pause. An inch towards you. Pause. An inch towards you. Pause. An inch towards you. Pause.
Will is laughing hysterically in the background.
It's suddenly gonna
Hi,
like
Wobbles.
flatten itself, but like really big, and then just like up at you, and then it goes back down again, like it's trying to scare you.
Boo,
That works.
basically.
Yeah. Reach quickly. Shudder.
Will is actually now in like hysterical laughter in the background. Oh my god.
It wobbles happily. It wobbles happily at you, and it's almost like a laugh.
Yeah.
You are mean.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
It's great. Wobbles. Mischievous. Somewhat smug.
But also you have to figure out. You have the parts of scales and stuff. Do you have a plan for how to fake Lizlad's death?
Yeah. He'll be working on that in the background. Like either circling until bad weather happens and we can just hang out.
It's fine weather. It gets pretty hot some days, like a lot hotter than normal some days.
We can also pretend to be attacked.
Yeah.
Or like, the original thing was just like go to court for Lizlad's sentience.
Yeah, but that'd be a hell of a lot harder than saying an entity attacked you and no, Lizlad died, oh well.
Yeah.
Yep, that happened. That totally happened.
Pay no
Honestly-
attention to the lizard in the
Honestly, though,
mustache.
we could probably just buy Lizlad.
You
Yeah.
could at this point.
Like, how much is Lizlad? Like, how much would we have to pay for Lizlad? And let's say the cart. Like, if you wanted to keep this set up.
Oh, and the cart?
Yeah, let's do Lizlad separately first, and like the price of feeding.
Lizlad separately is about... if you're looking for like... normally they're priced based on how good they are, how strong they are, how old or young they are. Based on what you can gather. Make an intelligence check for me.
What type of intelligence check? Investigation.
History.
I'll take it. It's not bad. That is a 19 total.
Okay. So Lizlad is relatively young and relatively strong, so probably run about 30 gold if you were going to buy him.
I would have done that before. I'm absolutely doing that now that I have so much gold on me.
And if you bought the cart permanently as well, 35 maybe. The cart probably doesn't cost as much, nearly as much.
Well, yeah, then if I think I can just buy Lizlad, I'm not gonna go through a convoluted scheme of, like, making Lizlad's death.
And cost of food if you aren't hunting.
Like you're midway.
I'm literally just gonna say I got attached to Lizlad and the cart was super convenient, so how much? Basically.
If you're looking for cost of buying all the food for Lizlad, that would run about 5 gold a month. But if you were also including hunting occasionally, that'd probably be more like 2 gold a month.
Yeah, I mean that is super fine with Will. We'll absolutely start his menagerie zoo of animals.
You have
slime.
Shine, you have Lizlad, the slime. Great, 3 down.
I don't know what we're doing with Shine. Like, Shine is a, like, actually stolen, like, competitive thing.
She was definitely expensive.
Like,
If she was
that's
found, that'd be a problem.
like that's hundreds of gold right there.
Yeah,
Well,
probably thousands.
well, if Shine wants to stay with Nectar, it's not like anyone's gonna fight the amphitheater.
Shine will protectively wrap around Nectar in a way of saying, like, I am not leaving this child. You cannot force me. I will die before this
I'm
happens.
not gonna force you to leave her.
Not pointed at you, just the general of what this is
Yeah.
what's going to happen. If
So
you
they're
try to
cuddling.
separate me. Not exactly. More like very protectively wrapped around.
Mm.
Well, that is an amphitheater. What is Lizlad? Lizlad. Lizlad and Wobbles. Shine, Lizlad, and Wobbles.
Shine, Lizlad, and Wobbles. The Walking Menagerie. That's your guys' party name. The Walking Menagerie.
Honestly, something related to a zoo, I could see that. Because I feel like we're just gonna adopt a series of animals until we are an actual army. Or at least Will, because he likes
It's like,
animals.
okay, like 20th episode, and okay, you guys are going into battle. I am going to roll initiative for all of your creatures. Sounds of like 20 dice.
I want to specify that the creatures would not fight. They are just there to either be cute or intimidating.
Shine is intimidating. Lizlad is a mix,
Yeah.
depending on the person, and the slime is just cute to most people, except for apparently Bree. But is there anything else you want to do with this Wobble before you can during the journey?
I guess I'll like go through like stuff with it, basically like how to act in town, because slimes are traditionally monsters. So just like how to not get stabbed.
It can't seem to understand you mostly, but it can get like ideas across and emotions, like a dog would, basically.
Yeah, so I'll
but-
try to. I guess I can roll animal handling if you want.
Yes.
So we'll
Yeah.
try to like train it to be
Train
at
it a bit.
least a little bit like
While Will is
nice.
doing
Do you want to
that,
help me, Bree?
sure.
Are you gonna
Awesome.
help with the slime?
So much better because I got a natural one first.
Okay. So what is
Okay,
that
that-
total?
Total that is unnatural 20. I got a 15.
Okay. So with that, you can train Wobble with like some commands like stay, follow us, go find something for
Yeah,
us.
if the normal rules apply to this thing, then I should be able to like tell it to do stuff, or else it'll just defend itself.
Yeah, it can
Mhm.
follow basic commands and stuff.
Yeah.
But also during this time, because you got an unnatural 20, you do get that it has a preference towards more feline shapes if you're drawing the
Oh,
things.
awesome! Then Will would probably have like a mountain lion in there because he lives next to a huge mountain range.
Yeah. It seems to really like the idea of taking shapes
Yeah.
of animals.
Bree will also
Will
be.
and Wobble are making evil plans in the background.
Bree will bring out the diary. Look to see if there's any new things or not.
There are a couple more pages full of the circular writing. Circular kind of
Yeah.
childlike writing.
And Bree's
some
gonna flip
sketches.
back to where she and Z were talking.
Okay.
And we'll try to write in the margins, "Dear Diary, I hope you're okay."
This writing for Savish is much more blocky and parallel and perpendicular lines, very
Mhm.
different from Tempest. But you do write that,
Mhm.
and that is noted.
Will is like literally like rubbing his hands together like, yes, this is amazing.
But as you guys are traveling, you are like getting like training Wobble.
Mm-hmm.
Bree, what are you doing during this time?
Guiding the cart, giving Will a break.
Guiding the cart.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Will, breaking, getting less sleep than he usually does guiding the cart, training Wobbles. And now that he knows he's gonna actually keep Lizlad, probably also trying to trade Lizlad too, like, to not just guide a cart, because
Okay.
Yeah.
Lizlad's life is not gonna just be guiding cart anymore.
Yeah.
Then at one point during the middle of the afternoon, about Nectar will come up to you, Bree, with probably a tea of sorts, similar to the type you have, but like different flavors and stuff. And like, here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You seemed hungry, so I gave you some.
Yeah, sometimes I forget to eat, but you know.
You gotta remember to eat. That's important.
Yeah. That's what my mom says. And my dad. And my grandparents.
Everyone says that because you need food to survive. I mean, I even know that.
Well, yes, and I know that too. It's just, I get kind of engulfed in something,
Yeah, I get
forget
that.
it. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget too.
Yeah. It's an easy thing to forget sometimes, unless your stomachs wake you up.
It really is.
Like, hey, feed me, please. Can you feed me?
Hey, I need food. You're gonna die if you don't give me food. Please give me food now. I need
Like,
food.
even an apple, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so that blend is one that I have from Ethoria.
Yeah.
It is Etherin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, continent name. It's a little bit different. It has more of the plants from that side.
Oh.
You know. I like them a lot
Interesting.
better than the ones from the Faya.
Well, ours is a bit sort of on the savory sweet side.
Yours are too not earthy enough. There's an earthy tang to it a little bit. There's some roots in there. Do you guys even use roots anymore?
Occasionally, depends on the root.
Roots are like the best thing. You guys need to learn to use them again. They're so good.
The nobles kind of took them out, so you know what
Why?
that does with production.
Why?
Because it wasn't sweet enough.
Oh, that's
It
ridiculous.
was too natural.
Earthy taste is the best taste.
I know, right?
It's the best. It just makes everything taste better. Plus, everyone can eat it or drink it or whatever.
I mean, I honestly like lemongrass tea sometimes.
Lemongrass tea.
Mhm.
Not my favorite. It's decent though.
Though I do like honey stone.
Yeah, no, honey stuff obviously is great. Holds up one of the bottles of what she.
Yeah.
But don't forget to eat.
Yeah.
I do have more sensitive hearing, so I hear every time your stomach grumbles.
Oh. Bree just kind of goes a little red in the cheeks. Well,
It's
yellow,
okay.
sorry.
I'll just give you food every time I hear it, okay?
Okay. I feel a bit embarrassed now.
It's fine. But
Will
she is
in the background teaching Wobbles and Lizlad how to wrestle. It's
like
like good exercise. And like how to like get along with one another, basically.
Wobble's basically riding on Lizlad's like back.
Trying to like
most of the
supervise,
time.
like split between supervising Nectar and the Wobbles and Lizlad. Just like.
But throughout the next few days, Nectar will come to you a couple times with different types of teas and like food and stuff. Even sometimes when you weren't really hungry, she comes and gives them to you.
It's not really that loud.
I mean, it's not too loud, but I hear it. Yeah, it's not just you.
Oh.
Will's hungry too, but you know, it's kind of scary.
Give him food.
Well,
He
currently
likes
in a
food.
cuddle puddle.
What type of food does he? I also like. I don't know what
Bubbles
food he
and
likes.
Liz
Not
Lab,
from,
like
the...
in a puddle currently.
He
Yes, very intimidating.
Like, I know what
Yes.
type of food you like. It's like the same general type
Yeah.
of food that you know.
He has a
Just
sweet
like
tooth.
sleeping.
So
Sweet tooth.
Mhm.
Okay, I can make something. And then she's gonna spend like the entire day like in the hot part of the sun, like baking something, and she will come towards you, Will, with this cake of sorts.
Like pushing Wobbles off. Like no.
Wobble just rolls across you to the other side. Disappointedly get off you. But I made a cake for you. Can you? I can't. Speak.
Yep. She made a cake for you because you're hungry.
It's an upside down honey cake.
It's
It's an upside down honey cake.
Minorly taken aback, like I'm thanks. I can't eat a whole cake, so like we'll
Oh, it's like a small one-person cake thing. It's not like a slice, but it's like a small one-person round cake thing.
we'll just like cut it in half, still package up one half and eat the other.
Are you not
Like take
hungry?
a small bite at first and then consume.
It's
like,
really sweet and very good. It practically melts in your mouth.
channels his inner Wobbles and consumes. Yeah, I'll let like Wobbles try it because it won't hurt Wobbles. Liz Lad will be like, no, you can't have sugar. Give him meat though.
This lad like tries to lick it, and you're like, no, you're not supposed to have sugar. That's bad for
Here
you.
to snack.
It's
So you don't
poisonous.
feel it out. It's really good.
Wobble will take like a piece of it and absorb it, and you see it like over the next hour just like dissolve completely. And Wobble's color turns slightly tinted yellow for another hour.
God, I love it.
Slightly yellow. But Wobble will like ask for more.
Yeah, I'll cut Wobble. I'll actually give Wobble the other half since Will's gonna eat the full.
Just absorb
That's all
it.
though.
And it just wobbles, and then we'll go up to Necker and wobble really fast.
No, you're no begging. No,
Wobble,
no.
wobble, wobble.
Mm-mm.
And it's just gonna like move like you know how like a cat rubs against someone's legs, just does that to Nectar and then goes back to you.
No. You're very cute.
I think it was trying to say thank you.
Either or, it's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it's the same with Wobble. It's like, thank you, I
Yeah.
want more.
More.
This is great, I want more.
Usually it's the latter. It's great. More. From what I understand so far.
Nectar.
Yeah?
You mentioned before that you thought Will was scary.
Yeah,
Why?
to some extent.
People keep on saying that, and I don't understand why. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, well, I was like teaching Wobble how to dance, basically.
Yeah.
just wobble, wobble. It doesn't have like any arms or anything. So like at one
And
point,
I'm like
the
how to
bone,
bob with
like,
a
if there's any
rhythm.
like moving of hands or anything, it just sticks the bone halfway out and uses that.
Absolutely, I'll teach Wobble how to do.
Or it uses the
Disco
like,
point.
little
Yeah, the
stones
disco
and makes
point.
it like roll around, like it's making a flip but not actually flipping.
I mean, look, he's teaching Wobble how to dance.
Oh, it's not like this normally. It's, you know,
No?
he's fighting something.
What you mean?
I'm the other one.
We're talking about entities or crime scene stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
He's an investigator.
Scary.
You're scared of investigators.
No, it's just intimidating. In general, are you not intimidated by Will when he goes full investigator?
No? Should I be?
You've been with him more, so it makes sense.
I mean, the first time I met him was in a sandstorm, and he kind of guided me to a.
Yeah, the investigator stuff though is kind of more intimidating than the rest. Like when he's doing that, just points to Will like dancing. That's cool. That's cool. It's just also like
I can't understand what they're saying, but knows they're talking about him because Nectar is wildly pointing at him.
Yeah. Nectar tends to have very wild hand motions.
Yeah, Will works in more complicated dance moves then.
Wobble will,
and Brisanna's just kind of lays like, yeah.
Wobble's tilting to the side of the cube and then just wobbles there for a second, like balancing, and then flops over sideways, and the eyes just shift to the quote-unquote the pebbles that are place of eyes just shift.
Like, he can't really kick off, but he'll, like, hold himself up on, like, the canes to kick off, basically. Stuff like that.
See, that's fine. I like that. But also Nectar has like 6 arms, so any gestures are like super big and like very obvious because there's a whole 6 arms.
And also, like, my name doesn't change, so I can hear Will.
Yeah. Insect buzz,
Will.
Will, insect buzz, Will, insect buzz, Will.
I mean, I don't really find it intimidating at all.
Oh,
I don't see why other people don't.
I mean, like, I don't know. He's only really intimidating when he does the investigator stuff.
Got very Texan there.
Really?
I just slip into a Texan accent sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He gets all serious.
And that scares people?
Scares me.
Why are you scared of serious?
Whenever puts a hand on your shoulder, people only get serious around me for one reason.
Oh.
And then takes a hand back.
Seriousness has not been directed at Nectar, ever.
Doesn't matter.
It's all been like, no.
Doesn't matter to Nectar's seriousness in general.
So, either way, you said something. I forget exactly how you put it, but there's something with him, is what you kind of said.
Yeah, when he becomes an investigator. When he becomes.
She said, like, when he's fighting something, I believe was her word.
Yeah.
Or he's fighting something.
What do you mean he's fighting something? Yeah.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
We'll like try to record the phonetic sounds of the words he's hearing just in the background, but make it look like he's schematicing, because he's like, well, if we're gonna talk about me.
It's very hard because the language shifts a lot depending on like the way, like, context changes a lot in everything. Like also the way stuff is said makes pronunciation like completely different.
Not unused having to learn a language very quickly.
Yeah.
So.
And you haven't seen a written version of the language.
No, I have.
He saw Bree's entries.
Oh, you're right. No, the first few entries when you wrote in Fayan.
Yeah.
Before you learned, yeah. You've seen a few of them. But not enough to pick up on what exactly.
So you don't remember saying that?
I'm not looking for exactly what they say right now. I'm trying to phonetically get the words, so later.
Later you can.
I can get a dictionary, basically.
Yeah. I mean, just like... I don't really pay attention to what I say. Things just fall out of my mouth and it happens. It just happens.
So it was like a slip of some sort?
Sure, if my entire life is a slip and slide, I guess.
No, I mean, like, it was a slip of your thoughts.
I mean, everything is a slip of my thoughts.
Yeah, true. But Do you
I
think he's
probably
fighting
just not like when
something?
he's fighting creatures or something.
Mm,
Yeah. You guys have done
that's
that.
true.
Do you think he's fighting creatures? Well, fighting creatures.
I, I mean, it's just if he's fighting something, I would like to help him, you know?
I mean, yeah, you'd probably see it if he was being attacked by a sandworm. I think you would help with that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty obvious.
Yeah. I mean, but there's not a sandworm around, so. Either way. But no, he's not scary at all. Even when he's an investigator. He's just very smart.
To you.
He's just very smart.
Everyone is different. To you. Your
I've
opinion
heard
is
that
your own.
same word, the word for like scary and intimidating, repeated like 12 times.
You could get what that means. Scary
Yeah.
and intimidating.
And Bree.
Yeah, I suppose. I
Negates
mean,
it.
if I'm like writing it down and then I'm like, wait,
Wait a
like
second.
blink a few times on my own paper, like,
You can much easier pick up on what Bree is saying than what Nectar is saying, because Nectar
Yeah.
is speaking in a different
I'm probably more.
And
dialect.
mostly, yeah. And mostly it's Bree saying in a negating tone. That, yeah, no, not
Yeah, I can also get
intimidating.
tones of the conversation
It's
too.
scary, but in the
Yeah.
tone of negating.
No,
Yeah.
Specific. And some of the words in Fayan are very the way you pronounce this is the way you write it, so you can pick up some words from that pretty
Mhm.
easily. Like you're writing down the phonetics. Something like, wait, I know what that word is. What? That's so weird.
Well, that was
Oh,
easy.
well.
No,
Really glad I pick up on these things.
You can probably pick up fighting as well. And it is it's in a tense of more constant fighting. Which is a weird tense for it to be in, but whatever.
I don't know. Will probably has heard that because that's literally
Yeah.
like that's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
Fighting in the constant tense is probably very common where he works.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, like, I said what I said. I don't always remember everything I say.
No, that's
Especially
perfectly
when
fair.
dogs come to mind.
Yeah, they are very pretty, aren't they?
I agree. My favorite ones are the moons.
The moon.
Which, while traveling, you guys have noticed that the moons have gotten brighter. And from what you guys, Will, you know this definitely. Bree, you've probably heard about this. The actual name for it here, back at your home, it's named slightly differently. But there is a festival coming up called the Festival of Light here. It is a festival that normally happens when all of the moons are full, which normally takes about a 3-day period. And normally it's celebrated with lights everywhere, and it appears you're like a day-ish off the two smaller moons, Syra and Zor, almost full. They just have a little sliver of darkness, and Nefer has been full for a while.
Yeah. Didn't really realize the moon was made of rock.
Yeah, what else would it be made out of? It looks like a rock. It glows like a rock. It
mean, you
sounds
never
like
know.
a rock.
Sounds like a rock. It has
It
a
sounds
sound.
like a rock. Everything has a sound.
Oh.
The
Do rocks have different sounds?
Song of life. Whatever. Certain ones. Some don't have sounds, which is really creepy. I don't like those ones.
I'd imagine. But maybe they're just very quiet songs.
No, I hear most songs.
Oh.
They just don't have songs.
Does it look like when we get to town that's when the festival will be happening?
It looks like there will be a festival happening when you guys get in town, because you guys are about a day off and the festival's about a day away.
Yeah.
What do I know about the traditions of this festival? Like, is there anything specific?
It's not heavily celebrated, so it comes about 4 times a year. It's pretty common, but most people celebrate it. Mostly richer people wear like glowing jewelry and stuff. Poor people will carry around like glowing charms, maybe rocks and stuff that glow on bracelets or like a necklace. Most times people like will decorate it with like the moons.
Just imagining Lathias replacing the smiling necklace with a glowing smiling necklace. And...
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
The moons are a quite common depiction here, which is very tricky for investigators around this time because sometimes they're depicted as crescent moons.
They are worn differently.
Yeah.
They're born,
If
like,
it's worn like this, or if it's worn like that, horizontally or vertically.
sometimes
major
though,
differences.
people like their moon symbols will flip to things.
The easiest way to know? Wait until the festival's over and see if they're still wearing it.
Exactly.
If they are, you've got them.
Yeah.
You've
There's
done
been a
it.
case or two of someone who's forgotten to take it off or just really liked the jewelry in the end and just didn't take it off and gotten arrested.
Yeah.
That's what the interrogation is for.
Yeah.
Um,
But often in like fancier parts, like in the capital, there were always floating lights around, decorating. It was never dark around that time. People would go out at night more often than like in the colder periods. And just the general stuff about that.
I just thought they were glowing orbs.
What do you mean, like glowing orbs?
Like, magic glowing orbs? Like what those look like?
Do those look like magic? Magic is wild and crazy. Those are patterned. They're like you can predict what it's gonna be.
Well, it's like pulling out his old stuff from like last year. The last time this
Constellations are
happened.
magic. The moons are rocks.
Mmm. I now
I
aspire
was
to
not
get...
able to
yeah.
interject about how wrong that is.
You can pick up moons because she's like pointing to the moons, and they're like Asira and Sor are practically on top of each other
Mhm.
at this point because they sometimes rotate around each other.
I now aspire to acquire a moon rock.
Good luck with that. I'll tell you if I hear one.
That would be greatly appreciated.
You could also pick up the word "here" from this.
You don't believe in me, do you?
I think it's gonna be hard, but you have a chance.
Well, in the background. I've never seen a moon rock before, except for the ones in the skies. And it depends which moon you mean from. They all have very different sounds. Nephers is much slower.
Mm-hmm.
Sor is very fast-paced and
Mm-hmm.
pretty Fae-like, I guess. And
That makes sense.
Syra is very blue in color. I mean, sound.
Sounds have...
Yeah, sometimes. It just depends, you know?
Yeah.
It just depends. Sometimes Syra has a color associated with its sound, sometimes it doesn't.
That's a little weird.
Sometimes Nefer's more quiet than other times. It just happens.
Sure. I feel like we should be a little concerned about that, but if it's been going
It's a
on for
pretty-
years, so...
Regular pattern, I guess, I think. And it doesn't line up with how the moons go, but it's a regular-ish pattern. I think it's pretty normal. It's just, you know, how it
Yeah.
happens. I like to imagine them as giant bells in the sky. I know they're rocks, but they're like giant bells or symbols in the sky.
Okay, so the stars are magic, but not the
Yep.
moons.
Yep. The moons are a lot bigger than the stars. The stars are tiny pinpoints in the sky. The moons are giant rocks that go around us. If if they weren't magic, how would the Fey Queens have put them up there?
I'm not arguing the point that they didn't put them up there. I'm arguing the point that the moons aren't magic, but the stars are, but they're both celestial bodies. Do you see where my confusion stems from?
I don't really understand because the stars are tiny, but the moons are big. They're very different. The stars don't move as much as the moons do. Except for Nefer. Nefer's pretty steadfast.
Didn't the queens come from stars?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's why they're magic.
So if they came from the stars and they're rather large people, then
Then what?
then those stars would have to at least be their size.
They just came from like the stars. What stories do they tell you? They just came from like in between the stars for us.
They came from the stars for us.
Different culture translations, I guess.
I guess.
Will, you are
Will.
hearing stars, constellation stars.
Will
Will
our stars
moon
smaller
writes
than
in his
moons?
note. It depends on the star. They're dwarf stars.
But on average, are stars smaller than the moons?
No.
Yeah,
usually
obviously. Look at them. Look up.
it's distance. They are. You know how the sun looks like? You know what a sun is, yes?
The suns.
They-
There are two suns.
Suns.
Yes.
But Will's like saying it as a sun, like, you know what one of them looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, imagine what a sun would look like very, 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 very far away.
Smaller.
Yes!
But there's only ever like. That makes no sense though. Why aren't they like
Why?
moving and stuff then?
Because they are very, 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 very far away.
Sense.
And the stars do change, like they will disappear and like track them.
And how did the Fey Queens put more stars in the sky?
I don't follow your religion.
But they did.
I just look at things through telescopes occasionally. So,
Telescope.
oh my god.
What's that?
Well, it looks physically pain. You think that I have to have one at least in here somewhere? You've never heard of a telescope?
No.
What is that word you're saying?
It's a tool for looking at very far things. It's almost like a spyglass, but
Like
it's...
a magnifying glass?
I'll take out like an actual spyglass, like for looking at things
Yeah.
far away.
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
like
that's-
this, but much bigger, and with the little parts and pieces inside of it.
Can I look through it?
And this is not a
Looks-
telescope.
Look straight at the stars.
No.
I mean, they look the same.
That's not a telescope. This is a spyglass. It's for seeing things on, like, in front of you with more detail.
But you said they're like the same thing.
Bigger
Why are they
versions
the
of
same?
this with more things in them.
I think it's like a
Wouldn't you get
bigger
blinded If you look at the
glass.
stars then, because if you look at the suns, you get blinded. So why aren't you blinded if you look at the stars?
Because they are much farther away and the light doesn't have the same power and it's traveling.
Why don't they
just-
rotate around each other then?
They don't
Because
have
they are
gravity.
so far away that most telescopes cannot pick up that detail. And suns don't rotate!
Yes, they do. The two suns that you guys have do rotate around each other. It is a I forget what the system is called, but there are types of systems around where they're like two suns who rotate around each other in the
Twin
center.
stars.
Twin
Usually
stars.
Suns, like if they are alone, there's a type of suns.
Why
and
would a sun
galaxies.
be alone? That's weird.
Because it can be. That's the different places.
Don't they
in the
always have
universe.
like siblings?
No,
Why? That's so weird.
because that's just not how like anything works. Things
That's
don't
so
always do anything.
Why? Like, where did
You
you,
will
come
have
up
to
with
ask
that
a
idea?
trained astronomer. People who look through the telescopes and do that for a living.
Do
Why
that
would
for
you
a living.
Yes.
Huh.
Why?
Yeah.
To learn more about the known universe. For knowledge. For
Is there an
science.
unknown universe?
Yes!
What's
There
an
are
unknown
things about
universe?
things about the world that we do not know yet.
Like
Known
everything?
thing, unknown things.
Do your astronomers know where the fake queens came from?
They do not exist here.
I mean, they do exist. You can't just like say
They're
don't
not in
exist.
common mythology. No one will know what you're talking about.
They're not mythology. They do exist. They're real.
It's
And
just
they
like
came from the stars.
I'm not going to debate with you your own mythology, your own religious things.
It's just
but
fact.
It's not mythology, a history.
people call the entities and myths around them myths. They are
I mean, a
real.
lot of them are made up stories, but they exist still.
Yes, and that's why they're called mythology.
But this isn't a made-up story, though. This is history.
True.
But there are two different stories, aren't there? Like, you
I mean,
guys all
slightly
were
different, but
disagreeing.
it's probably just translation errors. We have different
Yeah.
dialects. It happens.
I mean, there are some words where I can't understand her all that clearly.
Yeah.
Look, you can talk to an astronomer about it. I'm not going to argue with you. Unless you would like to, challenge the very foundation of Halfling society, which will go great for you. Like, super great when we have tomes and tomes. Like, I'll pull out an astronomy book. Like, this is for charting distances.
Can I read that?
It's not in
Can I
Sabish.
try to read it?
Sure.
You'll take the book, open it to the back page.
Nope. You start in the front.
It's opposite. It's opposite, I know.
No, okay. We'll go to the front, flip the book over.
No.
Other way.
Okay.
Like that. Can you read the title?
Me, like, 2 days, then I might be able to read it. She takes out this notebook and starts writing words down and, like, things of it. Languages is one of my passions. I like deciphering them.
I can't wait till she comes to certain segments of the book that are written in the coded version of Halfling, like in the notes, because
This is weirdly worded.
This isn't talking about space. This is talking about food. What's going on here? Are you just hungry and you wrote these notes?
But Hector's going to spend some of the trip just working on that. But as you guys are getting closer to Draitos, I am going to. It's probably early morning when you see it. It's in the distance when you guys see it. The sun is rising to the right of you, and it's lighting up. Draitos is not built on a plateau like normal.
No, it's built on the
cities and
coast,
stuff.
isn't it?
It's built
We're
on the
approaching
coast.
We're approaching like a
It is a cliff. You can see the water on the other side of it, but the first thing that draws your attention are the 7 massive floating bubbles just drifting slightly in the wind, and there are chains from the bottom of each that link it to the ground. They are at varying heights and varying sizes. It's kind of hard to tell the details because they're different colors. Some reflect more light from the sunrise than others, but they are huge. And below them, you see tents and tents and
Are
tents.
those balloons?
Would I know what these are?
They are the floating gardens, which are quite a popular attraction for outsiders. They are giant. They're like a wonder of the world, basically. They are giant gardens of different types of plants and stuff from different places that are...
They have many ecosystems from different parts of the world.
Which were made by druids at one point or another.
Fascinating.
Yeah. You are definitely not allowed to take things from that.
Oh, absolutely not. If you get
Well,
caught, you get
wrong.
fined, and it's a heavy fine.
Okay. I wonder what happens if I get happy in one of those.
You get what?
If I get happy in one of those, if I would grow flowers from around them, or still grow desert.
You'd probably get fined. These are very carefully manicured
Yeah.
bubbles, like kept up constantly. Each one has its
I mean,
own
I'd
breed
argue
that cares for
against
it.
that fine for promoting entity relations, but like severely, they'd probably get in trouble for doing that in general. But you know, they'd try because they don't know what Eladrin are.
Yeah, I know.
And then we'd
but as
explain it to
another-
them, and they'd be like, "Oh no, we're in trouble." And then I'll say, "You can take it back," and I won't file a report, and they'll go, "Okay." we could.
As you guys are approaching, you guys start hearing more the sounds of people in the tents below. You know that a lot of the people actually live in the bubbles, but like farmland and stuff. Some of them are more farmland, some of them are more fishing based, etc. But there are plenty of people who live on the ground, and these people are living in tents, like permanent tents of sorts. Yeah, and in the distance, you guys can hear running water, like the sound of waves crashing against the cliffs below. It's pretty loud here.
Wow. Very drawn to colors. Can we go see those?
Is there an outpost? Well, let's deal with the cart first. Is there an outpost for cart stuff?
Carts and stuff. There's a large tent which you can probably figure from the giant symbol of a lizard like in front is the place where you go for returning your carts. It is the same symbol of business as the other place was.
Yeah, I'll go in. Prepare the 35 gold that I'll need.
Hello, how can I help you?
We're looking to buy the cart and creature we used on the journey here.
Oh, lovely. Can I please see this creature of yours?
Do you want me to bring them in then? They're just outside.
Or your designated number of it?
Yeah, I'll give the business stuff.
Okay, thank
There's like
you.
11.
Plus the right amount of days. You turned it in the right amount of days. That will run 35 gold if you are taking the cart as well.
I'll hand it over.
Thank you so much for your business. Here are the general how to care for these people. These
Awesome.
creatures.
Thank you very much.
Don't let it die.
We will really, really try not to. Like, oh, walk out.
Yeah. There are plenty of people walking around. It is popular hours. Plenty of businesses. A lot of the people here are like the richer people you see here are more people who own businesses for travel, merchants who are coming through, or people who are selling stuff from one of the bubbles. But the closest to the ground bubble, the smallest one, is at the center of the tent and stuff.
So, a couple of orders of business.
Yes.
Things we need doing.
Need
So
to
if we're
see
staying
the
here-
Sandra family.
Yes. If we need to stay here for more than one day, we need to look for an inn. If we're just going straight there, then we just need to go straight there, and then we can continue on. But shall we talk about how we're going to go about this first, and try to locate?
First, let's try to locate them, see if they're in town or not. And see if I can get an audience with them, since I don't know if they need audience or whatnot.
Awesome. I'll walk up to like a potion merchant selling ingredients. Restock my stuff. Like, I'm not looking to buy any potions right now. I'm just looking for ingredients, so I'm just restocking the basic stuff. But I'm also going to make conversation with her about like over the city, and I've heard about this family, like yada yada yada, basically. So I can
Make a insight check to see if you get the information you want.
18 plus 7.
Okay. You're talking. You guys probably trade. Materials. She'll also like if you want a few more materials that you can't cover with items, it'll probably run you like a good 3 gold more.
Yeah, well,
For certain materials, and you collected like a witch's finger Still have good.
Yeah, so I'll give the extra one.
No, you use the dried one around the cursed paints, and the other one you still have. It's whichever one.
I got a full pot of
Hand.
that one I got a hand, so I will cut
Okay, you're
a
gonna
finger
cut off
off
one of the
of it
finger,
so I
okay.
can still have the good hands.
She'll look excited and take it. And what sort of information are you looking for here?
Like location, how to get an audience, that kind of stuff.
Well, at the audience thing, she laughs and like, oh, they don't do that really anymore unless you live up in the top bubble and are close friends with them or their kid.
Awesome.
Know them. But you can gather the information. They live at the biggest bubble at the very top. It's the highest one up. It's, from what you can tell, very finely decorated, and it's very large. You can't tell much from this distance because you're at the
Yeah, and
bottom.
I'll also be like, I'm a foreigner. How do you get up to those? Like, just any of them.
You just have to take the you have to go through all the other bubbles. There's different platforms you take in between them. You have to go through all of them to go to the top, unless you're the family, and then you can just take their personal platform. But well,
So, Will's like in his mind, like, patience or crime?
which you know they keep locked up.
Instead. Yeah, no, like patience. Well, thank you very much. I'll just, basic stuff like the ingredients for healing potions that are sold here that aren't like the rare stuff that I have.
Yeah. You get that stuff. There's a lot of out of Sabul plants and stuff here, so you can get a lot from Drail, even Tempestane, Agaria, and
then
some
I'm
from
basically
Arvium as well.
Looking for like normal antiseptic stuff, like the stuff that I can use a syringe.
Yeah, you find those.
Nothing
easily.
that would like ring bells or anything.
Yeah.
You do notice that there is a sign like on the other side of the shop. Like she guides you to the back at one point to get some materials for you. You notice there's a sign like let the investigators know if someone orders these specific ingredients, or if someone is asking for a diamond worth 1,000 gold or 300 gold. Tell the investigators. That sort of stuff.
I can't wait to have to acquire diamonds.
Yep. But that sort of thing is like if you're looking for it, are you looking for it? Every single stall here has a list of what to watch out for.
I think this is a more high security place then.
Oh yes, very high security. Even like the merchant tents down here are very high security.
Bordering on like paranoid?
No. Not paranoid, they're just cautious. They're not paranoid levels.
They have a sign on every single tent.
Yeah. That's just
that was not there at Draitos, which was literally affected by paranoia. So
it wasn't before. But yes, no, it doesn't seem to be entity paranoia affected.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be entity.
There's always some paranoia around entities, of course. But it doesn't seem to be dangerous levels of it.
Debris is going to try to find a way up there.
Okay, so the first bubble is only about 6 feet off the ground, and there's a little ramp that goes up to the entrance. From what you guys can tell of it, it seems to be made of this, like, the entirety of the bubble is filled with sandstone and a little bit of sand on top of the little bit of space. You don't really see an entrance until you go up to the entrance where there's, like,
There's there like a cart path for our cart? Because I figured we're just gonna take the whole gang.
Yeah, the path is wide enough from what you can tell. At least you can't see into the bubbles yet. The first one, but
I would assume since people live up there that there is room for carts and stuff.
Yes, there is. But as you go up to the doors, they're like old doors, but they're open and people are coming in and out a lot. And the ramp, it's pretty well used.
Cart, we have to go through every single one of these to get to the top one. That's where they live. They don't take visitors though, so start thinking of reasons why we're going there. Stop thinking of really good excuses to tell like a butler or a guard.
Why would I need excuses when I have the truth?
So many reasons. One, they can accuse you of lying.
Even though I have proof?
Yes.
They're rich and you're a stranger.
They're rich and you're a foreigner. So if they're that
Even
sort
though
of normal,
the brother
then
knows me as well?
they're rich and you're a foreigner. Yes.
I'd also like to remind you of something, Tele, real quickly, about this family. Just that's a quick reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick reminder. And also,
And I'm pretty sure they made him give you a fake name. They want this specific situation to not happen. So unless you guys exchange here's what we're gonna do if we ever meet type things.
Did we, Sonya?
no, you didn't. It was very abrupt.
That you are we're going to need to think of backup plans.
But
The most
lying,
say
for that
a
is the
family-
symbol.
Yeah, our family guard
Yeah.
doesn't want to let us in.
but lying will just make us more untrustworthy.
I'm not talking about lying. We're gonna lead with the truth to see if that goes in. But
Okay.
we need to have multiple backup plans, such as there might be crimes on this list.
Well, we
I mean,
know
the
where
first-
Mr. Frog might be, so I highly doubt Z would ever leave Mr. Frog.
That's not around here.
No, it's in the
No.
opposite direction.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose yes, we could leave and go find Mr. Frog and then bring him back.
That'll take a couple months.
Yeah, we
But
could do
good
that.
luck.
Be great proof.
I feel like you're using sarcasm.
I am. That's months from there.
I wasn't suggesting bringing Mr. Frog back. It was more of finding Mr. Frog
We have
because
Mr.
Z
Frog's
will,
location.
because Z wouldn't be too far from him.
We have Mr. Frog's location.
Yes.
That
Did
is
you
something.
notice that there are plenty of
Yeah, we're
Pampa
walking the park.
stones
We're in the
everywhere, decorated, carved into certain figures and stuff, all around. Decorated on every large tent. There are some just strewn about in smaller tents. They can't really afford the ribbons of them. As you guys are walking up into the first bubble, though, I would like to describe it to you once I get the noise to the correct sound. As you guys enter, it gets much cooler very quickly the minute you step through the doors. And almost immediately it reminds you of the cave you guys were in before. It is a cave in here. It's cool, water dripping. There's little lakes and stuff around. There are people around. There's a path clearly to follow, a very commonly used path. There's not on the path, but off to the side, there's plants. You recognize a lot of these will, a lot of the plants that appear in these caves are everywhere. And as you guys are walking through, there are pools that aren't sectioned off with a boundary thing, where people are swimming, some people are fishing in. That sort of thing. It is.
Rather for the fishing, that's acquire a permit.
Yeah, these people most definitely have permits.
So I'm take this test. Make sure you know you're up on your rules.
You notice that there are no witches' fingers or hands in the places that people are swimming in, and you...
I would figure! If there were, I'd kind of be concerned about what the local government is doing.
Yeah.
The druid. Yeah. But you guys pass, there are fenced off, actual pools and stuff where there are witches' fingers, and they're growing, but the nature here is very natural, but in an ordered way.
Maintained. So
Maintained.
it's not a witch's graveyard, I would imagine.
No.
Huh. This is just a garden.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's kind of what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
What were you expecting?
The fire gardens are a bit different.
I really don't want to know.
Chaos.
Actually, you know what normal gardens are supposed to be like? You said it was just a garden.
Yeah. But like a museum garden.
Yes. A lot of these plants are hyper deadly.
There are plaques here and there with like descriptions of plants, what they do, their common uses and stuff. They don't
Which
really
be-
show the medical uses on there. Like they're very different from the things you know. They're,
Yeah, it's like-
common uses.
Yeah, it's like this plant makes a mean tea type stuff.
Yeah,
Like
and
probably
you-
used in cooking or holiday
Mhm.
stuff or cultural significance.
there are a couple tritons in the water, like farming or like some people like climbing up or on ladders and stuff, like taking care of the plants, gathering it. Stuff like that.
Well, is the mind connection thing still up?
Can be if you wish, not want it to be.
Yeah.
You just like I imagine we have like a gesture.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
back
put
and
it up.
forth. What are they?
Tritons.
Oh.
That explains nothing. They are folk that can breathe underwater. They like how bad folk do sky stuff. Triton can do like water stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be rude.
That's fair.
There's also a single water ganassi also among the tritons working.
And that's a ganassi?
Yes.
The water ganassi is the one dealing with the witch's fingers. Seems to go through them without activating them at all.
Like, no. Don't think about it. No.
Like not even bothered by them, just like picking them up, like definitely brushes against them, but
Yeah.
like, nothing happens.
That's a little weird, isn't it?
I think I'm sure there's magic, and they maintain the gardens regularly.
Hmm.
So I imagine there'd be some sort of safety magic or protocol, or like talking to plants.
You do know there's a druid that is in charge of every bubble, so you assume
yes, yeah.
there's a druid in charge here.
There are druids that maintain the bubbles, so I imagine.
That's that one?
No clue.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Actually, it's interesting. I'd set them up to know it, but I'm not particularly skilled in the craft.
No, you still like...
Unless it's a potion.
Yeah.
A group of children comes running past you and jumps into the lake. There's a deeper end, like a very clearly purposefully made deeper end for people to jump into.
Bree laughs a little bit seeing them and glows a little green.
You get a couple glances of people around here, but not nearly as much as you're like used to
Yeah.
seeing. Like people are like, oh, this is a weird magic place with magical plants and stuff. You have some plants and stuff. You're probably like a gardener or something.
Yeah. What kind of flowers spread on her hair?
On your hair?
Mhm.
Looking up the common plants. Okay, so in your hair, actually the first thing that grows is these sort of spiky branches of sorts that have thorns in them, and then occasionally little blue flowers will pop out of them. Very sparsely. You are still growing desert flowers, like outside desert flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine the bubble is simply a well-maintained garden. The ecosystem is still the desert.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these flowers before.
Would I know what they are?
They are very rare, but they are part of, like the flowers are very rare. They normally only happen when it rains, which is very uncommon.
So this
But
damp
they-
environment has affected it just slightly.
Yes, exactly. but they are a specific type of brush. It's quite common in the desert area, especially in areas with not as much sand and more actual.
Well, the actual brush is common, but the flowers only bloom when it rains.
That's fun.
Pretty rare, yeah.
She picks one and hands it to Will.
I mean, I probably already have one, because I absolutely went out of my way to just, like, water one until it blooms.
Yeah. It has to be misted, so you probably have a mist bottle just for that.
Yeah, just like a mist
It takes
squirt
a
bottle.
lot of dedication.
Well, there's some words to describe Will, and stubborn is probably one of them.
It doesn't serve much. The flowers don't serve much of a purpose other than like they store a bit of water.
I'll still take it and put it in like the back of the book where it keeps some pressed flowers and put it in with them.
They're nutritious to insects. But as you guys continue on, it is there are plenty of people around here. There are also, you guys walk in a more enclosed tunnel, and
we are in the cart.
Yeah, you guys are in the cart. But like if you're like looking out and looking around, there are certain sections of the walls which appear to be made out of this weird glass thing, and on the other side you can see giant spiders, weird creatures. Some sides are underwater, and you can
like
see
a zoo
swimming around.
We're
like
in
a zoo. Yes, pretty much. They're not like containers. It looks like they're just naturally there. It's just a different section of the cave that people can't normally walk in that you're seeing.
Somewhat. I would presume that it is. At least functionally.
Those are some huge ass spiders.
They're great.
As you're like watching the fish, one of the spider legs just shoot and grabs one of the fish.
They're fantastic.
Very quickly.
I think I might have a new fear of spiders.
I'd love them. I mean, anything that is venomous, I know way too much about. So, venomous, poisonous.
It takes the fish and it opens its mouth, and these little fangs come out.
Well, if Will was like a tourist with a camera, he'd be taking pictures of only the giant spiders, basically, unless they're snakes. In which case, he'd be like torn.
But you can see the spider shudders a little bit, and this liquid drips from the fangs onto the fish, in which case it pretty much immediately stops flopping around.
Is that like a paralyzing or
it's a drip spider. You know about these? They are commonly used for paralyzing. Like their venom is commonly used for paralyzing stuff.
Oh.
It's a paralyzing agent.
And then it'll start wrapping in soap. I'm just hanging it on the ceiling, which now you see there are like tons of little cocoons of you assume.
Will's like doing a quick sketch of them and like the process.
Kind of pretty to you, Will.
It's amazing.
The hanging web stuff.
Will is like wondrous. He is like a kid on Christmas looking at the spider because he's like, how rarely do I get to observe one up close?
Especially eating. They very rarely eat. And then you go to another section, and there's a drip spider almost walking across the water, but you can see that there are some like barely visible strands of soap keeping it floating just above the water, and it appears to be making some sort of net or something half an inch above the water.
Huh.
Which, Will, you know, is a way it sometimes traps creatures.
Is that like a fishing technique?
Yeah. Somewhat. It'll trap things in there.
Things that are going for fish, more like. The fish are more the bait.
Yeah. They eat bigger things than fish.
Oh. I wonder if we'll see that one druid that C mentioned. Well, she's still in Arel.
Drail?
Yeah.
I mean, if you know specifics about that, that could be useful.
I just know her name and that she's an orc.
That's very useful.
Okay.
But you guys continue along. It is about a 15-minute walk. Do this if you're taking a pretty direct path. There are little signposts whenever it splits off. There's like a sign that says the big fishing lake or whatever, something like that. There's another one that's like actual witch's garden. Like, you can gather from this like the ones at the front are more for display and small gardening, and the actual ones are more towards the back. You see a couple fishermen coming in and out of.
We'll go toward the next bubble sign, like the exit.
You do so, and once you get to the other side, the light blinds you for a second because like you've been dark for so long. It's just so bright, so bright.
My eyes hurt.
Imagine not having goggles.
And there is a air ganassi sitting at the other end. It is like you guys have gone upwards steadily during this, so you're like towards the top of the bubble more. There's an air ganassi.
I want to make a note that I'm not feeding Lizlad during this. I'm like, you're gonna have to wait. I'll give you more after, but there are like big things in here that we don't want to be attracted to the smell of meat.
Lizlad has like it's you, Wobble, and then Lizlad. Lizlad is like protecting Wobble as you walk. Just like, I am not letting.
We're on the cart, aren't we? So Lizlad will be riding the cart.
Yes, but Wobble is like riding it then. But you guys get to the end.
Sitting on
it's like
head.
a empty-ish room, like a not decorated room. There's some people here, like waiting in line, it appears, and there's this wooden platform with some railings. You see one of them is slightly broken, and an air ganassi who is on it. And like occasionally taking money from people, coppers, and being like, okay, I can only take about 5 people on this at a time. 5 people or 1 cart, seeing you guys come in, or a cart. I will get back to you.
We can wait.
There's about like 4 people in front of you, so she takes them up to the next bubble. The bubble opens, the platform slides out and just floats up. She's controlling the winds to get it to fly up. From what you guys can see of the next one, the bubble seems to be wrapped, like there are like it's held together, it seems, like by metal rings and stuff. This one seems to be by shiny coppers, occasionally where they intersect. There seems to be symbols, which you can't really tell what they are from this distance. But eventually, she'll come back, and she's like, okay, that'll be 3 copper, 1 copper for the cart, 2 for each of you guys.
Can I just pay with a gold and pay for the next people as well?
Sure.
She's charitable.
Genuinely.
And we don't want to break change.
We're going to. I have plenty of change if you wanted broken, but
we're impatient.
Okay, you're gonna pay for the next like 100 people. Jeez. All right. She
makes your job a lot easier.
That's true. She positions the cart in the center, like gets you guys to position the cart in the center. You guys might want to sit on the cart.
Already doing that.
It's very rickety
driving
and cautious. If you can get your.
I like whistle.
Bree picks up Lizlad.
I'll just whistle so Lizlad comes onto the cart.
Like
Bree picks him up.
Lizlad will just come onto the cart because I've spent days training him.
Yeah, Lizlad will just like get up onto the cart. It's a little bit of trouble, but the cart's it's manageable. Lizlad gets up there,
hook him,
and it's very like shaky, and you feel like the cart's sliding a little bit every so often. But you guys start going upwards. It's pretty windy up here when you guys are simply traveling this. But you guys see as the bubble gets closer and closer, the next one, the little decorations that they intersect are like piles of wheat, sheep, a cow, some farming equipment, stuff like that.
Agaria?
You can't really tell from this distance.
I mean,
Will,
do we
pretty much immediately
things?
once you land, you're like, this is home. This is a weird slice of home. What the heck?
Will doesn't relax. If anything, he tenses. Like, I don't like this. I was nice in the desert, and now I'm reminded of home. Blech.
You guys go up, and then you eventually slot into this like perfectly sized thing, and you're in a little house thing. And once you leave the house with the cart, there are you see rolling fields of golden grass. You see farms in the distance. There are
that's so
occasional
pretty.
groves of trees. The wind is blowing. It's just generally kind of
Bria looks
nice.
very at peace.
For you.
Will looks like he'll like take off the stuff because he's not in danger of getting sanded. Opposite. Just like pensive.
There's a gentle wind. It's like a perfect 60 degrees constantly here. There are people you can see in the distance farming. It's a little path. This is a lot bigger because what you can tell there's a lot of actual farms are here.
Can I roll insight on Will, having noticed that he is?
Sure, you can.
I know what I'm rolling.
Are you gonna roll? Are you gonna try to roll deception?
Of course.
That needs to be lower.
17.
I got a natural one, so no matter what I do, you.
But yeah, you can see that Will is very uncomfortable with this area. Seems very agitated.
A farm that looks very similar to ours, that just...
There are no mountains here, but it's just flat land.
Yeah. You know, I didn't ever realize how much cows smell.
Yeah, you
That
can
is
smell them from here.
literally
They're far
what
away
they
from the
do.
path, but you can smell them.
You smelly?
Stink, make milk, and have good meat. But if you think that's bad, just wait until we pass the pigs.
Oh no. Macadol? Old farm of Macadol? He had mostly chickens, but they were like fire-breathing chickens, so it's not quite. But
Our chickens definitely don't breathe fire.
yeah,
Unless something is seriously-
I've seen some chickens, and I would be very concerned to see your chickens breathe fire. But pigs usually had wings.
No. Very earthen creatures.
Figured as much. Also, I heard a saying while crossing by.
Well, pigs...
Until, yeah,
Pigs fly.
when pigs fly, I was like,
I don't know
But
why it's meant
pigs
to be
do
impossible,
fly.
because some people can just cast levitate at any time, and then, hey, pigs are flying, mate.
yeah.
Daft. An old thing before magic was really
Existed.
advanced.
No, flying pigs were usually very common, so it's really when a pig doesn't fly. Or when the pig sings, but then again, you could just speak with animals and have the pig sing. What was that?
A wolf?
General wildlife that tends to be around these areas.
We would have wolves, because we have
Yeah.
Yeah.
livestock that they hunt.
Mhm.
That's easy prey for them. Foxes, too.
Exactly. There are small groves of woods, which you know is where the wolves normally hang out, or like they normally come out at night, but it's still day. But the day here, like the sun has gone up more, but it's still generally warm temperatures around here.
Not hot.
It's nice.
wonder if this is the kind of farm that, oh, what was her name? Sonya? Drow lady.
It's your backstory.
No, it's not. I met her at the party. She was
Yeah, hold on.
the one with the
Oh, her.
cheating boyfriend.
Oh God, what was
Yeah.
her name? Oh, now you're gonna make me find it. Just Command F.
And dressed.
And dressed.
Something like that.
And dressed. I have my only notes on her for session 1 are Andest, Drow.
And dressed. That's her name.
Yeah, and dressed. Yeah,
Well, there's more notes, session 2.
I wonder if she
Just
lived
all
on a farm,
capital.
like,
Her boyfriend cheated.
yeah. Like, I wonder if she lived in farmland like this, like if she had a village like this, because she said she lived out in the boonies, not in Sabu.
Maybe. I lived on one of these. That was by the mountains.
Is that a crow?
Yes. We have many.
Common.
Corvids. Smart birds. Easily trained. They often used as messenger birds.
Easily befriended, more like.
Did they speak? Did they speak?
Then there's a parrot.
Oh. What are parrots?
They can repeat words. They can talk, technically.
So
And
they're...
they're also very smart.
Where are they usually at?
Tropical locations, jungles.
Tempestane.
Tempestane.
Hmm.
I'd take a parrot there.
You have quite the affinity with animals.
Yeah, it's nice.
Pet Sliz lad.
Yeah. Well, Lizlab will go back out to drive the cart again.
Oh yes. This is a rather long, rather larger bubble. Because it has so much farmland and it's very flat. So you guys travel for almost an hour
Mm-hmm.
in this entire time. You do pass pigs at one point, a lot closer to the road.
Pigs.
Bree kind of scrunches up
Good whiff.
at the smell.
It smells bad.
Smells like home.
Not to be
Although-
rude, Will, but your home smells disgusting.
That's the reality of farming.
That's what happens.
It's gross and it's hard work. And depending on what you farm, there's not a lot of money in it. Although we did, like, medical herbs. So... And we had, like, a hand in the mining time.
Mm-hmm.
Will,
Mm.
as you're walking by these pigs, something just seems slightly off about them. You know, there's... Can't really put your
Investigation!
finger on it. Yeah.
Investigation! And I have help from you, Brie.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Ooh. $26. Right? No. 25.
Okay. Doesn't really matter. You got high enough.
Yeah.
There are seem to be more intelligent and targeted than they're supposed to be. Like, pigs are normally smart, but things are off about these.
Like, what do I see that tips me off.
They seem to be they seem to be paying a lot more attention to people passing by than normal pigs would be.
None of the other animals displayed signs of unusual intelligence on my.
The other ones were too far away for you to notice as much. The pigs are the first ones that have been.
Bree
relatively
mentally
close to the
thinks
road.
to you, Will. Are those people?
I mean, I'll just put the thought back of they are definitely unusually intelligent. They could just be awakened animals too. Although usually they talk.
Yeah.
And they're making oink oink sounds. Somewhat unconvincingly.
So that sort of
It's only unconvincingly for you. Everyone else seems to very much believe it.
So
That's
that
because I
sounds
grew
more like
up on a farm.
polymorph?
Polymorph tends to like make you that creature.
Yeah.
Full stop. It doesn't gift you intelligence. Do all of the pigs display the unusual intelligence, or just some of them?
Not all of them, but a good amount of them. Like a good 70% of them.
How many pigs are there?
There are about 50. And from 51, 52, 53, you can't really tell. There's some small ones in there. But what you do notice is the ones that do display some sort of intelligence also seem to have weird wounds, like old scars on them, every single one, and every single one that doesn't have a scar seems to not show the intelligence. It's a weird correlation there. Some of them are
Are there
older.
patterns in the scars?
You've seen animal attacks before. They look like they were attacked by something and healed. Probably by a druid.
Is this... Did he look older than some? Do some look scars are varying in age?
Most of them are around the same time, but there are a couple newer ones, yeah. And they do mark like certain sections of pig
Are
hoods
they-
different colors than others, so
Claws or weapons? Or fangs?
they're not all claws. They're very varied. Some are claws, some are bite marks, some look like tusks of sorts, some look like hoof kicks. Very wide range. And you notice that some of the herds, like ones that are marked with a specific pattern, they tend to be the ones with newer
Is there anyone
injuries than
maintaining
others.
this pen?
No. Which is also kind
Well,
of unusual.
Do you think you could?
That could range from, oh, they know their intelligence, so it's fine, this is like a purposeful thing, or, oh my god, the pigs ate someone, because that's what pigs do!
Yeah.
Hyper concerning to like, oh, it was fine.
Fun fact, pigs can and will eat humans.
Do you think you could do the mind thing to one of them?
I don't really want to.
But what if it's a person?
They'd still speak pig.
One of the bigger ones, like the biggest one you see, it seems to be watching you more than the rest of the people walking by as well.
Honestly, I don't want to own that ire of pigs. Have, like, real pigs. Have you ever been stuck in a pen with pigs before?
Only flying ones.
Do those pigs have teeth?
Yes.
Do they eat people?
They eat hair.
Normal pigs can eat literally anything, basically. They're like slimes.
Oh.
Wobble, 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 wobble.
Except this slime's great and wouldn't do that.
It does a little half hop.
But pigs, like, if something seems like food,
So are we just gonna leave them?
I mean, if you would like to approach.
Nectar is flooding around like a bit more, like in the air, like being able to fly now more.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not
Is
really
there any,
paying
like,
attention to you.
uniform that marks the, like, workers here?
You
Or
haven't gotten a
badge?
close enough look. But
I
from what
stood,
you saw
like,
in the
right
other
by the
cave-
air ganassi, so.
Yes, the air ganassi you see had a a symbol of what looked to be multiple bubbles overlapping. On like a little
Bree
patch, like a
approaches
badge of
the pen.
sorts. Okay, you approach the pen. Where's my dice?
Will stay by the cart, but
Closer to
prepare
approaching the pen.
prepare to launch himself into the. Actually, we'll just like very subtly load a crossbow just in case. Like make sure one of my tiny little crossbows.
You have to go down into a little bit of a ditch because the path is raised more. How close are you approaching this pen? Would you say
Right up to the gate.
And I keep the mental link.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, looking around for staff too. Is there like rules? Like if animal life attacks you, you can defend yourself?
Yeah, you guys saw that at the beginning. If animal life attacks you, defend yourself. Try not to kill it.
I mean, the rules for normal people are probably like, here's what you do for each animal, like how to get away.
Yeah.
How to run. For pigs,
like,
climb something.
but like, there's probably is like, if you can't run, you can attack. Like, you should try to defend yourself above all else.
The biggest one will come up to the gate to the other side of you
Hello?
and just do normal pig stuff of like shuffling around and stuff. Which to you, Bill, is like that pig definitely is there either to get out or to protect the others. You can't really tell.
Yeah, I will. Like, for behavior-wise, it's either positioning yourself in front of them, also it can be the first out the gate. I mean, how sturdy is the gate? Could, like, a big pig bum rush this thing and...
It looks pretty sturdy, but you know what the lock is? Pig hide enough that a very smart pig could open it, probably. Like, it's a complicated mechanism, but it's not, like, electronic, because there aren't electronics, so pig could.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, if it's like a petting zoo type situation, it's probably just a latch.
Hello?
It's a little bit more complicated. It's not meant to be a petting
So,
zoo.
Mr.
a
Pig?
two-step latch.
I don't really know if you have a name or not.
Just keep shuffling around and doing normal pig stuff.
Can I do like an insight check on these pigs?
Yes, you
Can
can!
I read the pigs?
Yes, you can!
Can I help?
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Ho ho ho!
I'm redeeming myself for the natural one.
Okay. You didn't even use the natural one. Okay, so, from what you can pick up with the pigs are definitely smarter. You were right about that. This pig is definitely trying to get out. Is hoping Bree is dumb enough to either open the gate or get close enough that if the door opens, it can get to Bree. And all of them are, like,
It's trying to get out.
watching you, but they're also eating, and like a lot.
They were let it
lot.
out?
And they're eating quite a bit. I'm concerned. You should definitely not.
And now, like, looking into the pen more, some of the pigs shuffle around, and there's definitely a bone in there.
Like a humanoid bone.
It's about the size of it, either a humanoid or a large creature.
I mean, I know bones, so dude.
It's a large creature, it's not a humanoid.
Well,
Does it show any signs of understanding, Bree?
Yeah, it does. With the natural 20, you can pick up it's definitely understanding, but it's trying to pretend it's not.
I know you're very smart, Mr. Pig.
It's gonna shuffle more towards the gate latch. Like
I
it's
can't-
normally eating that
I
direction.
can't let you out.
No, why did you... God, you should have just walked away and been like, cool pigs, and left. Dude's mind blowing still.
The
But-
pig will look up at you. Its snout is right next to the latch.
Do I have any poisons that would make this more effective if I shot a crossbow bolt?
What are you trying to do? Kill it? Because you do
No,
have
like-
paralyzing agents.
Yeah, I guess I'll put a paralyzing thing on it, just in
Do you have
case.
spider venom? You have plenty of pure of
Yeah.
that.
Diluted, so it wouldn't kill, it would.
Yeah. Well,
Like, knock out.
Well, drip spider venom is meant to knock out first, and then the spider actually kills that.
well,
later.
Mr. Pig,
Just in case,
I'm not
though. This
gonna
is like up for ready to action.
I'm not
If
gonna
it attacks,
stop
it
you
goes
if you
straight
try
down.
to get out. Because I see that the latch is near your snout. I'm not
Where are
gonna
your hands
stop
right
you.
now?
at her side.
Will is like trying not to face
Okay.
palm because he needs clear eyesight if he's going to take a shot. Like has removed the goggles.
I'm not.
Is that like obviously prepping a shot, but is like using his
I'm not
telepathy
gonna
to bring
stop
like
you,
do some
so-
positioning.
If you go out, I mean, have a good life.
Well, you notice that the other pigs are shuffling more around the big pig, like they're prepping to run out as well.
I'm gonna go on
this.
my. I'm gonna go in
Come
the
back here
pods.
right now, like sprint.
Yeah. Bree climbs up the ditch and gets on the
I
back
feel
of
like
the
this
car.
music is highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
No, it's very appropriate. Don't worry about it. But as the pigs are shuffling around, Will, you manage to catch the sight of a mountain lion's skull in the pen. That's what the bone was.
I really want that.
Will
The
hit
slime
it.
probably like. Wobble. Is that a lion?
Will hit it.
No. Only. I don't want to be fined out my ears. So if it tries to, yes. We can sit here if you're paranoid about it.
Wobble moves an inch closer to the edge
No.
of the cart. It goes back.
I'll find you another bone.
Yeah, we'll find a better one. That wasn't chewed on by pigs.
And half eaten. Pigs are terrifying. I
Mhm.
learned that today.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
You walk away.
Yes.
Will was like actively looking for a staff member.
Okay.
Was there like a way to signal one? Did we get that in the rules pamphlet? Like,
start a fire. The smoke will be seen. You have a torch, light it and hold it up.
well, I do have a torch, so I'll just like signal one over.
Okay. It'll take a couple
Move
minutes.
off the path so people can get toward, but
Mhm.
also so we're slightly lower on the other side of the ditch from the pigs, so we have cover from them.
Okay. But you
but
can
still
see that the pigs
enough
after
so we can see.
after Bree leaves, they more shuffle back to normal stuff. Normal positions. They're still very intelligent, but they're much more spread out. Oh,
Just don't want-
still eating.
Call on over.
One of the Bubble Rangers.
Mhm.
One of the farmers, probably.
Go, go, Bubble Rangers!
Rangers!
I was gonna say park ranger, but it's not a park.
Still has ranger
But one
in
of
it.
them will come over. You cold? Something wrong? Someone hurt or something?
Do you know what happened to those things? They were kind of acting strangely.
The
Pigs.
pigs
Mhm.
is gonna get just a little bit closer, like not nearly as close as Bree was,
Mhm.
like a good 10 feet away. And just look at them. The pigs
I
again
will-
shuffle more towards the side of where the person is, and they're like, "That's definitely unusual."
They're trying to kind of break out.
Yeah. It's very concerning. I am going to go contact the druid in charge of this place. You guys move
Mhm.
along.
Sweet.
This will
Thank
be
you.
handled.
Great. We move along and that we're absolutely staying to see what happens, right?
Yeah.
So we like slightly hide, but like we move along, but then we're like, oh, another cool animal, and act like we're keeping.
Yeah.
We stop every time we see something, basically.
The ranger will take out a stone, speak into it for a second, and then sit down on the side of the road, like waiting,
Mhm.
watching the pigs. Like, I'm not leaving this alone with the people walking by. That is a bad idea. But eventually, an earth ganassi will come. Just come running up the path, like casually jogging, and will go up to the guy. They have this conversation. Like, point to the pigs. The druid just cocks his head, looks at them, is like, I'll take out this, it's weird. It looks like a vial, but it's opaque in color and you can't tell what's inside.
Mhm.
We'll open it, point it like in the general direction of the pigs, and this mist comes out, and covers them, and all of the pigs get knocked unconscious. Or they fall, and then the druid is gonna go up to the handle, touches it, something happens, and you can't tell exactly what it is. But
investigation?
from a distance, you might have to get closer to see more details.
Perception, then?
Perception?
Sure.
I'll help you, because you
Okay.
probably, like, what's your perception?
+2.
Oh, then you help me. Out of 5.
Yeah.
First one's 18, second one's 2, so I'm gonna take the 18 plus 5.
Druid seems to be making the lock a heck of a lot more complicated. Like, these pigs will
Strengthening.
not be able to get out of this.
Strengthen rock.
Ben is going to walk up to one of the pigs and, like, goes inside the pens, walk up to the biggest one, and touches it.
Mm-hmm.
Stands still for, like, a minute. Gets up, like, wakes up, looks around, turns to the ranger, points to the ranger, says something loudly that you guys can't exactly pick up what is said. And then
Can
the
I roll,
druid is
like,
going...
a investigation or perception check to try to read lips?
I'll just take the perception check from the before. Is telling the ranger, we need more people on this. These pigs are dangerous. We need to take them out. They're going to cause problems. Call for backup.
I will mentally repeat this, too.
Oh, let's go.
I mean, if they're going to do something, should we be not prepared to help?
Yeah. Those pigs are pretty scary.
Also, we should see if any of the other animals are like that.
Yeah.
The druid will take out a...
So let's go check out the cows!
The druid will take out this wrapping of leaves, light it on fire, and burn it over the pig, and the pig will turn into a rabbit, still unconscious. Just picks it up, puts it in the bag, and starts doing that to all of the pigs.
I don't think we can help if they're putting it in a bag.
It's
We
a
need to check
breathable
the other
bag.
animals.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing to help.
Okay, you guys continue to travel along. There's not many farm
No, like, we
animals
are purposely seeking them out.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to go down the side paths that lead up to farms.
Yeah, we'll act touristy and be like,
Yeah.
oh, let's check out the farm animal!
Some of them have gates and stuff that you can't go in, but some of them are more open. There's like a
Yeah, but I'm
horse
looking-
pasture you can...
Looking for those scars and things, because that seems to be what unites them.
Okay. As you're looking around... Do another perception check for me.
Okay. I help.
Awesome. That is a 16 plus 5.
16 plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
The horses... There's a horse or two with scars similar to that. Some of them don't show the same level of intelligence. Some of them are just like actually just normally injured, but
Well, like, I'm looking for
that one's
around
definitely smarter than the
same
others.
ages. So, like, we should go back to that and, like...
And is that sheep chewing on another sheep's fur, fleece? Is that normal? I don't think
I-
that's normal.
I think.
No, this is now... Now we can totally interfere.
Yeah.
I will...
Lights another torch.
No, we're going...
No?
I just, like, speed over, basically.
The sheep are like in the center of the pasture, so you have to...
Not to the sheeps, back to where the druid is.
Okay, back to where you do that.
Like, I don't want to step on any toes,
Mhm.
but this is my job.
It is.
So, like, I can tell them that, hey, you've got a hunger problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
but the
that's what
druid
that is.
Just putting away right now the last now rabbit.
I will, like, have the badge prepared to... You can wait with the cop, I guess. Make sure you, points at Wobble, don't try anything.
Whoa.
Find you another one, and I'll... Go over.
Bree watches from the front, while also keeping Wobbles and Lizlad in check.
You go over to the once pig pen, now rabbit pen, you think, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
The druid is
Pen.
in there, like picking up the last rabbit, putting it in the bag. And the ranger that was there before is now gone. And we'll look up when you approach.
Excuse me, you guys seem to have a bit of a hunger problem.
Yeah, we realized that.
Awesome. There's one over there, and there's probably one in, like, at least one in every pen.
There's a lot of
Colour
sheep
did
with
the-
it.
If you've had an
what was
animal
the color
attack,
marked on the sheep?
I will
Because
describe
they
it.
had certain colors, it was like a reddish color. You can probably describe it.
But also, I will describe, like, the scars and stuff. Those are the ones that have abnormal sentience to them.
Thank you. It'd be
There were a
very
few
useful.
horses as well.
Yeah, horses, sheep. I'm assuming there's probably one in most of them.
Yes.
Pretty pervasive.
Thank you so much. I will start looking for that
Have
more.
you been feeding them well?
Rather weird. Yes, we have.
It looks like they've been attacked by something that attracted them.
They don't get attacked by other animals that aren't inside the pen, which is very concerning. Well, if whatever is attacking them is smarter, then that's understandable.
Maybe you have a stowaway? And they're just very hungry?
Or
Still
worse. We linked.
I'm aware it's linked.
Yeah.
The problem is, how did it get here?
Well,
You have...
from the looks of it, the scars are all different claws, bite marks, hoof marks.
Mhm.
The commonality is most of them happen the same time ago, at least in the pig pen. I also like show her the badge, so it makes sense why I'm knowledgeable about
Him.
this. Like
In the badge. Fuck,
him.
makes sense. Got it.
Yeah.
Could you please describe some of these marks and like taking notes and stuff?
I will like show a sketch basically.
Okay. Sheep.
Different types.
Any patterns of behaviors you've noticed that is common for this sort
Eating
of thing?
things. Incessantly, not stopping.
Okay. Okay.
And, I mean, with the pigs they approached the gate, and someone approached. They want to escape. And
I don't think that was so much escaping as wanting to eat the fingers off of anyone who tried to pet them.
Yeah. No, that was definitely, they wanted to escape. And
The
to
big one
eat
was
more
trying
things.
to knock the latch open.
Not knock, like, gesture for you to open the lock.
Oh, yeah,
No,
that's
it was
taken
trying to lock it up.
However you guys perceive it is how you perceive it.
I mean, you said they were trying to escape.
Yeah, they looked like they were trying to escape.
And the lock was
That is
at
what you
Pig-Nose
described
height.
to me with my very, very good
Yes.
inside check, so I can only assume that is the truth.
Yes. And that it was moving its snout towards the lock, yes.
Yeah, they were moving toward it. They weren't knocking it off, but more
But
gesturing
it was
for you
trying
do so.
to.
Noted.
Yeah, it was gesturing toward it. It didn't touch it.
Does the pig really think I'm that stupid?
Plenty of kids come through here.
I'm 121.
Pigs have never seen an Eladrin before.
They have pets elves, right?
Elves are also pretty uncommon here. Except for the visiting.
I'd hope they'd see
Families.
it, like...
Any noble
Well-
visiting
well,
families
it's like, is
pretty much
that-
go directly
Well,
to there.
no, this isn't the real reason, but were they looking at me because I'm small and I look like a child? Fuck you! Let me at ya! I'll show you who's a child!
Just fucking fight a pig.
And win, thank you very much.
But we'll turn more to you, Bill, than Brisanna most of the time. And what is the, like, I know the normal behaviors of these animals, but anything else out of the ordinary that you've noticed?
I will describe anything that I noticed.
Write it down.
Because I might not remember everything, but Will would.
I'm gonna take out a flower. whisper like basically these notes into it, and then just twist it, like spin it, and then just vanishes. Right. That's gonna be a lot of work.
I wish you luck. You can do
Yeah.
it.
We're
It
gonna.
just seems like in pain and they have to do so much work.
Would you like some tea?
Also,
Good, I have a lot of work to do.
for Will, because Will would somewhat know drip spider behavior.
Huh?
You said it's rare to see a drip spider eat.
Yeah, that strip spider was not eating. It was capturing its prey, capturing fish to put it up to, you know, get it ready as bait.
You might also
Did
look
I
at-
see, like, retrospectively anything down there?
You might have caught a glimpse of spider in the cave that you were in. Like, thinking back on it, there might have been the scuttling of legs at one point. Nearby.
Like, in the real cave?
In the real cave where you guys were walking, yeah.
Outside? I will
Yeah.
grab on a break. And, like, just, like... Also, retrospectively, maybe check everywhere, because I think we might have heard some things down in the
in the
first one.
spider cave.
That one might have been
area.
abnormal.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
have
sure.
to talk to the druid in charge of that. General
You
description,
don't have
weird things
any
you've heard.
way to communicate quickly?
No, I'm saying give me the general description so I can tell her.
Awesome. I'll just say that, like, I heard a spider within the bounds of the cave where people are walking around normally.
And also thinking about it, normally they don't hang so many fish up like that.
And there were a lot more fish hung up than normal.
Well, that's
And
actually...
drip spiders could do a lot more damage than pigs.
Oh, yeah, they can. Oh, yeah, they can.
I
But that's
would like
actually
to
pretty
say
normal
my
for that one that
newfound
likes to
fear.
display its skills.
I would like to say my newfound fear of spiders is now validated.
I still think drip spiders are very cool.
Thank you so much for this information.
Yeah.
Is going to scoop up some mud from the pen and
No.
then just drip
I
it
also-
down and vanishes.
I guess what I would like lean over to Bree. We're gonna have to check this for every single level, aren't we?
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll also keep track of any animals that seem to approach us
Yeah.
that are nearby the road.
While you guys are traveling more, though, you
Mhm.
see a lot more farmers and rangers about in different pens, like checking
Mhm.
animals and stuff as you guys are going.
Like the farmers, like rangers? Okay, you're trained to do this, but the farmers? Someone's gotta
The
get...
farmers are partially trained in this as well. Farmers and rangers kind of have an overlap because they.
So
they work
Will's
in-
just waiting for like a scream of pain from someone as it's
You don't
like,
hear
oh.
any. But you guys are traveling. You see a lot of the rangers and farmers like checking animals.
At least they're very quick about it.
And you see the druid coming around a lot, like appearing out of tree grubs, walking over, touching one, transmutating it into like a rabbit or something, stuffing it in the bag, and then like walking back to the tree and vanishing.
How big is that bag?
I'm wondering how many times I can cast polymorph. That was 53-ish pigs.
How the hell are they doing that?
Okay.
They're polymorphed, so while they're polymorphed, they're normal rabbits. They don't have to be normal intelligence. Supposedly. Supposedly.
That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. But as you guys continue, you see all of the animals you guys notice are ones that are already being taken care of.
Mhm.
Or like some pens have none of them. It looks like there's already like a ranger leaving or something. He's already checked out the animals.
Just a eagle-eyed look out until we get to the next bubble, of which case there's another eagle-eyed look out, because I get the feeling that they don't contact each other unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Based on the, oh, I'm gonna have to, give me everything you know.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, we've already done that, everyone's on high alert.
Just like, oh, I got this.
Because there was just a full attack.
So onwards?
You
Heading
guys
next bubble?
go onto the
Absolutely.
platform to the next bubble. It's large. There are stacks of hay, crates. There's some
Is
pigs.
there still a line to get up?
Not that you can see. There is piles of stuff that is to be carried to the next place. Like there are farmers and
Okay.
stuff dropping off, like butchered meat and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But not as many people, nearly. And this time it is a Wanty man at the front in charge. He's currently like taking stuff up and taking ice blocks back down, taking stuff off, taking ice blocks down. And when you guys come up with a cart, it'll be like, oh, hello there.
Hi.
That will be 1 silver if you'd like to.
Okay.
So
Tosses a gold.
No, I would give the gold back. It's going to get more expensive as we go on, and I give him the silver because I have
Aw.
leftover silver.
thank you. We'll guide the cart again up. This platform has iron supports on it, where the other one was mostly just wood, like completely
Mhm.
wood. It's
That
stronger than
makes-
the other.
No sense. Because this one gets less foot traffic.
This one gets a lot of heavier items more than people.
I don't know. Will's brain would go, yes, let's put the expensive stuff on the people so no one dies.
There's a lot of heavy stuff in here. There's lots of crates and carts and
Mhm.
stuff.
We can recoup supplies.
But as you guys go up again, the wind is blowing, and you guys see the next bubble is frosted over, pretty much, and there's a whitish blue metal that seems to hold it in place, curly, and it looks like it has
Bree throws on a few more
icicles
scarves.
sort of pattern to it.
Not just in the mind, a lot of animal, like Nectar's with us, right? So we can inform Nectar of what's been going on, please.
Nectar's just flying
Yeah.
next to you guys at this point. Like, why are
Nectar, you might
flying?
want to come inside for this one. It's a bit cold.
What do you mean?
You'll just tell her in no language.
Yeah. By the way, there's a hunger problem. As in the entity hunger. That's
She
why
doesn't know about this.
Which one was
Bad-
that?
Really
bad
bad
magic
monster
shit.
infection
bad
going
magic
around.
shit.
that makes
Has
things
been
eat
happening.
things rampantly and will try to eat you.
Relays that.
Okay, can they fly? I don't think so.
Some of them most likely can, yes.
Okay.
Some of them can.
To the card then. Dang it.
We
I'm trying to
heard
get to
like
fly without being.
crows.
Okay. Yes, you did hear crows and wolves. But you guys arrive at the other side. It is heck of a lot colder here. Very cold. You guys are in an igloo of sorts when you arrived. And then the bubble closes up behind you after the Wanty leaves. You guys are left. There's a lot of stuff here, meats that need to be chilled. It looks like at least this area, there's extra rooms off to the side. It looks like this place is like used as a almost refrigerator of sorts to keep things cool. But as you guys step out, first thing you notice, it's really hard to tell where the path is because everything is covered in snow.
I haven't seen a winter like this since home.
Yeah, we are in a desert. I would hope.
You
Sometimes it snows
are
in the desert.
you guys are on a
Not like
path.
this.
On the left side of you, there's pine trees. On the right side is a drop down to what looks like a flat plain of sorts covered in snow. There are the occasional huts in the distance. Other than that,
I guess I take out that spyglass
okay.
and start looking for any animals, because a lot of Arctic animals can blend in with their surroundings, like they have white fur.
Bree guides the cart upwards in the best manner that she can without seeing the path.
I mean, I'll pull Lizlad up, because Lizlad probably think that's not good for Lizlad, because he's a reptile.
Yeah.
No,
So,
this lad is
if
shivering.
you can you focus on keeping Lizlad awake?
Bree just wraps him up in a bundle
Because
of
Lizlad will fall,
scarves
they fall
and a
asleep when it gets
blanket.
too cold.
Yeah.
This lad is getting tired.
Yeah, I guess,
Bree also tries to wrap a tarp around
I-
Shine.
yeah, I look at, Wobbles, and I'm like, what are we doing now?
Wobble, 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 wobble.
I can pull the
Wobble,
card. I'm
wobble,
strong
wobble.
enough.
Wobble, wobble,
Okay.
wobble.
Let's keep Lizlad and Shine warm then.
Wobble, wobble, wobble. Wobble. It's gonna go to the edge of the cart. Wobble,
What?
wobble.
What?
It's like hanging half off the edge.
No.
No,
Wobble, 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 wobble.
we're not. The mountain, we will get you another one.
There'll be plenty of more bones in the future. If anything, I can contact Lizlad. Not Lizlad. Bone
Bone
Lad.
Lad.
Other lad.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
So smart. But you are looking around for animals with the spyglass.
Yeah.
You see,
Bree
it's
Bree
Or at the
lifts
village,
up the
because
leather
there's
straps
nothing
and-
stopping people from being infected by the hunger, and they would be naturally smart enough to hide the scars with clothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bree lifts up the straps and starts pulling the cart.
You don't see any people around the village as much. You assume they're probably inside the houses.
Mm-hmm.
The houses do look like fishing huts. So you could figure that this area is, or at least the area where the huts are, there's probably a lake there. Frozen lake of some kind. You don't see many people. There's a couple people walking around, but they're like fully in warm clothing. Like you can barely see any of their face or anything.
Hi, hello.
They're very far away. The only reason
Bree
Will
yells
can
it.
see this is because the wind basically touches
Will like stop you if you try, because then we'll communicate. We don't know if they could be infected too.
Well, we could probably get a good look if they try to run at us.
There's no path you can see to.
I would rather we not.
And I need one of you to make a survival check to
Okay.
keep on the path. Because it is constantly being blown over by snow.
I am proficient in survival.
Nice.
What you got?
18.
Okay,
Awesome.
you can find the path decently enough.
I'll help
Occasionally
you
there's
too, just in
stones and
case.
stuff. You're watching for... You do see the occasional rabbit, fox, whatever in the distance. They don't seem to have any scars on them, but they also all have fur.
Yeah, but I'm not just looking for the scar, but like behavioral patterns.
They all seem to be behaving normally. And you can see.
Not like eating specifically.
Well, you do catch
Carnivorous
stuff eating
rabbit?
because they're animals.
But like
but
incessantly, like moving from one prey to the next.
you don't see any of that.
With no regard for anything else.
You don't see any of that.
Should we at least contact the druid of this bubble?
Eventually, but we don't know what they've contacted, and we don't really want to do anything without solid evidence.
But like just saying that, hey, there's a hunger problem in the other bubble, it's been, and there's evidence in the first bubble, it might have spread to this bubble,
we
just
don't
so
want
you
to
know.
cause panic.
But it would keep them on their toes to look out.
But we'll have to
right?
contact the normal rangers first, not necessarily the druid. And we don't want to do that until we have solid proof of anything spreading here.
There was a
even
big
on
warning.
the off chance, even if we don't see it.
I mean, if you have a way to immediately contact this mysterious druid, go right ahead.
There was a big warning at the front before you guys went that is, do not stray off the path. And lakes are normally invisible when covered with snow. You do not want to step on a frozen lake and fall in. Be careful.
Yeah, I will, like, make sure you have a torch. And, like, melt the snow in front of you with every step. Careful.
Embarrass me. And we can ensure that.
Oh. I feel like I've given you a lot of compliments, so I'm trying to think of more that are like unique. I mean, it's
Well,
not
you can also
necessarily
point
hard
out
because you're
weird-
good at a lot of things.
That works. It's kind of
Oh,
using her as a heater.
Walked right into that one.
Well, you're not wrong.
But you guys are traveling through. This one is much shorter than the other one. It's only about a 30-minute hike with your cart. It is mostly just snow,
Okay, now we
trees,
have a really good excuse why we would see nobility.
and ice. And you guys continue. You don't see any animals that seem to be affected by this, or people. Everything seems to stay far away from the path.
Why do they stay far away from the path? Oh, it says do not go off the path.
There's lakes around it.
There are people who live here versus you guys who are traveling through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I do spyglass at people, but
There's someone on the outskirts of one of the little gatherings of huts spyglassing and like catches you spyglassing, so you guys look at each other for a second. There's a wave, and then you guys continue on.
Probably because they saw a glowing person.
Yeah, definitely because it's all going first. I'm like, what the heck is... Ah, it's just travelers through. Okay.
I haven't seen that weird thing before.
Whatever.
I live in a
Pick up
giant ice
new
bubble.
bait.
I have no
Yep.
room to complain.
It is a lot darker in here. There appear
Yeah.
to be actual clouds here, as well as the bubble is just generally frosted over more, so less light comes through. From what you can gather of outside, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10 more. And you guys continue more to the end of this bubble.
You don't see anything in here?
You don't see anything in here. You guys get to the end. There's a platform there. There's no one there manning it currently. It is
Is there
a
like
hut
a
of
bell?
sorts. No, there's no bell.
There's a hut next to it, you say?
The hut. It's inside a hut. You have to go inside the hut to get to because the hut is like right against the bubble wall.
Hello.
Silence.
Is there an automatic way to man these?
No.
Then I'll, like, presumably there'd be people on the way back, at least. In the bubbles.
Yeah.
So I'll wave down to one of them, like, from the upper thing.
Then you see like the platform on the other side coming down. It was just on the other side. This one is iron, completely made out of iron. With curls along it, very much more finely decorated than the one before. It has giant blocks of ice on
We
it.
are literally going up the classes.
Yes, you are.
Will rolls his eyes. You're really on the nose about this, man.
Yes,
Like,
yes, I am.
Like to the engineers of the city. Might as well just put a sign that says "Poor people live in the tents down there, rich people up here."
It's understood. You don't need a sign for it. It's written right there.
You might as well have one. Big neon letters of the city.
But the bubble will, like, the little part of the bubble will go down. The thing will slot in. And there's another wanty male there, wrapped in clothing. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We'd like to go up.
1 second. Take out a sending stone. quietly say something, like turns around so you
I
can't.
am like eavesdropping to the max, Sonya.
Okay, from what you can hear is like, is it blocked? People come through? Is that allowed? There's this problem, and no one can. Okay, people can still come through. They just have to. Okay, got it. That'll be 3 silver per person, so 9 silver.
I just give you 1 gold and give us
Sure.
some
I
silver
mean-
back.
Yeah, that's one
Sure.
silver off, so.
Sweet.
And
We're only on thing 3, so I can't wait to pay like a platinum to get up to the major section. God, we should have just stolen one. Like, well, in this head, it's like we should have just
You
stolen
do
the
have. You
major
still
one.
have the platinum.
I know, I have more than 1 platinum.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just pay the 10 gold. Platinum's rare, man.
True.
But you guys, get on this. The person is like taking you guys up, and on the way up is like, I should be careful. There is some problems going around. Stick to.
We know.
Well,
What do you mean, you know?
We're the one who
we're
picked
the
it
ones
up.
who reported it.
A pig
Alright
tried
then.
to eat me.
We're talking about the same problem.
Yes. They
Yeah, I saw
probably
a
are.
sheep trying to eat another sheep, so.
Oh. Alright then, that is weird.
Yeah.
It's been a very adventurous day. I have
I
2
just-
newfound fears.
Pigs and spiders.
Yes.
I don't like pigs, I'm not afraid of them, but spiders are cool.
You guys
Now just being alone with them.
lock into the next place.
Mhm.
Immediately, it's so much warmer. It's like hot. It's almost the temperature of Cebu actually right now.
Taking off layers again.
Yep. Bree folds up
There
her
are a lot
mini
of trees around.
scarves.
Lots of grass, but there are empty patches of plains around. You see lava lakes around.
Ah,
Oh,
A lot
this
more
is
houses and a lot more
Darrell.
people
Drail.
along the streets. Drail.
Drill, yes. Drill.
Yes.
yeah.
And from the places in between the
It
grass,
looks
where-
like they've communicated with each other. Fantastic.
in the
I'm still
places in-
keeping an eye out.
Yeah, in between the places where there's grass and dirt, there appears to be this darkish stone. It is obsidian, pretty much.
Bree picks it up.
There's lots of. You have to go off the path to get
Oh,
that.
damn it. I'm not going to pick it up then if it's off the
The
path.
path is made out of pebbles and stuff that appear to be from other places, just like general pebbles and stuff. Some
We
sandstone.
really don't want to get near the Nolapus, because going near those can fry you.
As well
Yeah, I've
as
heard.
stones can slice you if you fall on them.
Apparently
Obsidians
Mr.
are sharp.
Apparently Mr. Frog likes lava.
Mr. Frog sounds more and more like a dragon every time you describe it.
I know, right? So I said. He's like, no, it can't be a dragon.
Watch it. It's just a really it's a dragon.
It's a really
just
fat dragon.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
a
a
really
very
fat
fat dragon.
But you guys are walking down this path. There are people around, like blacksmiths and stuff, but they seem to be closing down right now.
Mhm.
And occasionally you will see park rangers going from one person to another, talking with them, like checking them. Like there are some people who are like about to like call out for you, like, "Hey, you want some?" And then like a ranger will be like, "No, can't go into it."
Yeah, we'll also wave them down
Yeah.
Thanks, but
And I like your works, but we're not in the mood for shopping right now. Thank you.
Well, we're not allowed to shop right now, so so by the time we're heading back,
Straight down the path. That's how it works. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys go straight down the path. This one, there are turtles around coming out of the lava somehow.
Lava turtles.
Yes, there are lava turtles coming out of the lava. There's plenty of wildlife around. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
18 plus 5.
Okay. As you are walking
15.
around, you're looking around. One of the turtles definitely has like a cut or something in it, and one of the people that a ranger is talking to also has a bite mark of a human on them. But the ranger is talking to them and is like agitatedly talking to them. Like, no, I need to see if you have any scars of anything. Were you bitten recently, scratched, tapped?
The ranger does?
The ranger is not how the person the ranger is talking to. A human.
Wait.
Giraffe.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll make the cart go slower because now Liz Lad is like full of energy.
Yeah.
Yes, warm. Let's go. It's hot. I love it. But like it's getting more and more agitated as you guys are passing by, and it's like, no, I need to see. Why do you need to see? I'm fine. It's like, infection of the entity. We need to see. I'm not infected by an entity. I'm not going to attack anyone.
Don't.
Not even a turtle?
No, it's obsessive.
But another ranger will come up, and the human, is backing up a little bit, up into a corner more, as the rangers are
Imagine like backing
like,
up
look,
towards us a little bit.
No, it's towards the corner of the shop that they have. We need to see if you have any bite marks or anything, scratch marks or anything.
Does it look like this is going to break out into a fight?
It looks like the rangers definitely have it handled if it does. It's one person versus like there's tons of rangers around. So yeah, probably break into a fight. Probably handle it. And then
Still, we prefer it not break into a fight.
Yes.
Can I step in?
You can't walk off the path. But
No, but call their attention at least.
I mean, yeah, you can whistle.
Yeah. Bree whistles.
Oh,
It's
the
very
rangers
loud.
some of the rangers will look at you, and when you do that, the human bolts. Just
Does he
sideways
like
away.
come toward us?
No, just sideways. Towards another merchant person.
I mean, if they try to run off and look like you're going to attack somebody, then.
Yes. Roll to see if you hit. This is a dart that is
Yeah, this is a crossbow bolt.
okay. One that has the paralyzing agent on it.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a 21.
That hits. And it definitely most definitely fails.
Yeah, he had a bite mark on his ankle.
It
That
hits.
is 8 points of damage. I rolled maximum.
It hits like the crossbow bullet hits him.
I'm trying to do non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like in the arm or something, and just takes 2 more steps. It just collapses.
Also, that
Unconscious,
that turtle crossing the road right now has another mark
They're
on it.
ignoring you. The rangers are like rushing over to the person. They're like, this is travelers versus we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I just wanted to call it out to you before.
Just waving like, yeah, we got it. We're dealing with something right now. Please continue on the path.
Are you gonna
We'll do it
get
later.
this turtle as well?
Okay, we'll get it. Please continue on the path. Do not step off the path.
But we definitely didn't do that. I load another crossbow bolt.
But one
you
of the
paralyze
rangers will
that
nod
turtle?
at you like, thank you. And they're completely ignoring Bree.
Why are you trying to distract them?
No, I'm asking you, can you paralyze the turtle before it
Turtle's
disappears into the
farther
water
away.
below?
Yeah, sure.
Water, it's lava that it goes into.
I said lava.
Yeah, lava that it goes into.
My
You said
bolt
water.
would incinerate.
Yes, it would.
Reach the lava.
But it's
Is it
walking.
Is it
It's
in
not
the
in
lava
the
yet?
lava. No.
No, it's just walking out of the lava, actually. But one of the rangers, well, once they like get the person, like they're unconscious, tie them up,
Mhm.
like
No, I'll just. They have it handled.
one of the rangers will, and another one will go like, what turtle was it?
Down
one.
there.
Thanks, and we'll go over to the turtle, check it. Turtle's like isn't actually going towards the person because it's a turtle and it's slow, and it's gonna be like, take out a stone, call someone, fire ganassi appears just out of the lava,
Mm-hmm.
taps the turtle on the head. The turtle turns into a
I mean,
rabbit.
it can't get much less. The rabbit would seem to be more effective than the turtle.
A caterpillar, and it's
There
like
you
imagine
go.
turning into a rabbit. It's like a caterpillar picks it up, puts it in a little bag thing, and then just walks back into the lava. It's like,
And we'll continue.
Yeah.
Okay. But as you guys are traveling, you see plenty of people being pulled aside and
I hope
being
that
talked
guy's
to by
alright.
rangers.
He's not alright.
Definitely not. He
Yeah,
was like very much became infected.
Oh.
Also, so if we get attacked by anything, we don't want it to hit us at all, ever.
No,
Play
I
long
didn't-
range. Do you have any long range things, or is it just the stick?
I have a sword, I have a dart.
Darts are long range. I can give you some of the same poison, but you don't want to like touch it.
Touch it, yeah.
And I have a
Other than that,
limited
it's quite.
amount.
I'll ask for it when I need it.
Okay.
There
That
are
will take
plenty of
time.
Yeah.
There are plenty of very shiny metals, jewelry, swords, weapons, bolts. Any weapons, anything to do with metal that you can think of is here because they just use the lava things basically as heating
Mm-hmm.
because it's right there and it's really easy. And as you guys are traveling, you see the people being pulled over. There's another person who a ranger just like they're talking to a person and then a ranger just comes up behind, taps them, and they just fall unconscious.
Yeah, like. Now the world's like, okay, we've been attacked by at least one person, so I can have an open weapon now. Because it's like.
Yeah. But it seems like the rangers have gotten a notification of who you guys are, and like you guys are allowed to wander at least a bit, as long as you stay on the path, and allowed to.
That's
have
what we're doing.
Yeah. And you guys do see the fire Ganassi just popping up here and there. Ganassi seem to be very popular as druids around here for different places. Just popping in here and there, taking people, taking animals, and taking them somewhere. You can't really tell where.
3 waves every time they pop up.
The druid completely ignores you and is continuing to do their work.
They're busy.
They're
Don't distract them.
very busy. This is like they're busy normally. This is
They don't have to wave back. It's like, hey,
They don't even
we're over
seem to
here now.
notice you.
I just speed up, Liz lad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we can't feed him. Never mind.
A nectar is when you guys switch to you
Mhm.
switch to noticing more like inside the cart. Nectar is like covering what constitutes as ears for her, and is like
Is it very loud?
very discordant, very out of tune.
Is it
It's very
Is
out
it
of
right?
tune here.
the area or
I don't know. It's hard to tell. The people, things, life, something like that.
do you want some headscarves to
That's
wrap
not-
around your head?
That's not gonna help.
What's up with that?
Just like, move on.
Sound.
That explains nothing.
She's very sensitive to sound, and it's very discordant, and
It's not so much the sound you guys can hear as like the
You mean just
Sounds
sound
of
as
life.
an ephemeral magical hearing is not the same thing as sound.
yeah.
I would not describe that as sound. I
mean,
would
she's also-
describe that as like magical hearing. I mean, the person who has it can describe it as sound, but describing it to me that makes me think she just has good hearing.
I mean, she does, but still.
both.
This.
Can we just like move on? This place is so much worse than the last place we were in.
We are trying. Liz Lad is literally sprinting because it's very hot in here.
Scuttle. Very fast, scuttling along.
Is
And you
there
guys get
anything
to
I
the
can
end
do
of
to
the path.
help?
Keep us moving. Keep us moving.
Okay. We reached the end of the path.
You guys reach the end of the path. Same person you saw on the other platform is also at this platform.
Oh, hello again.
Waves at you. This one's 5 silver per, so a gold and 5 silver, I guess.
I'll cover the gold, you got the silver? Or the other way around?
Other way around.
Awesome.
I don't have any silver.
You puts it into this pouch that's just hanging on the wall. It doesn't seem to make any noise when it goes in. Great. This one is tiled with dark stones. You can see through them. Geometric carvings along it that if you look like Bree or tall, it looks almost like a flower kind of design.
Where is this place?
This is just a platform that the platform that's like floating you up to the next place.
Fancier and fancier. You're on 5 now, so 3 more to go, technically. This one and then 2 more.
You are going on to the 5th one, yes. As you guys go in here, this one is filled with water. You can see it on the outside. It is completely clear, and it doesn't seem to be held up by any sort of metal framework or any sort. And throughout it, you can see floating islands of sorts.
Is this any
to be man-made.
Nectar, is this any quieter?
So much. Oh, so much. And it's quiet for you guys too. Like each island has lots of force, but there's no sound of birds. No sound of fish splashing in the water. Just water lapping.
Where is this one supposed to be? Tempestane or Lost Isles?
Tempestane.
Great.
And it's raining in here. Kind of.
Luckily we have a covered wagon.
Yes. Well, that doesn't work so much when there's island hopping that gets you to the other end. But there's a boat big enough for a cart to fit in.
Okay.
You guys get in there. It's very
Put on like our raincoat if we have to drive it ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it is raining. There are oars on the side and instructions how to use them. Like, don't do this, whatever you do.
I probably can't, get both, because they're not designed for halflings.
Yeah, there's a little station where you assume tour guides would normally be. There's a little sign of, can't do it yourself, let us help you.
Is there
There's no one there. There's no one there.
Here to follow?
There are signs. There's little floaty things in the water to show where you should go.
Follow
To
those.
avoid.
Got it.
You guys are.
Youngslot gets a break.
Curls up. It's tropical here and warm
Is this where the parrots would be?
and very wet. Normally, but you don't hear any birds or anything. There's no
Birds?
wildlife.
Yes. There's no wildlife.
Oh.
I want you to understand what that means in the context of the situation we're in.
Everything got eaten?
Oh, evacuated.
Oh.
Do we see rangers?
No.
Why did the guy let us up here?
Because we
Good
paid
question.
him, and he wasn't going to argue with payment.
Why did he let you up here?
No, he asked someone beforehand if we were allowed out, and he got an affirmative.
But you guys are continuing up. It is nice, except for the rain.
Bree's
Quiet.
having a nice,
water-
good workout.
The water is still.
Yeah, one likes the
only
rain,
sound
so
of it
occasionally
shifting.
dip his head out and...
The only sound of the water shifting is from the oars. There's no wind.
This is basically a shower for Bree. She's loving it. She hasn't been able to have a shower in a while.
Sound of the rain, distant and hitting the top of your cart. Your cart is made out of fabric, so the fabric is getting soaked.
I mean, it's sandproof stuff, so presumably not normal fabric.
It's not normal fabric, but it doesn't prevent it from getting wet. They didn't design that for that. They designed it so sand doesn't stick to it.
I don't think it really matters if it gets wet.
Yeah. Just let me know.
At some point, we should probably invest in like waterproof cards.
Yeah, we'll need to upgrade this thing if we're keeping it with us when we
Yeah,
travel to Tempestane to meet a dragon.
There
Do you
are
want
a
to roll
few.
perception again? for this
Yes,
place?
I will
Can
help.
you help me?
Yes.
Awesome, that is a natural 20. I have 4 and a natural 20, so thank you.
There are very well kept berry bushes along the side of the path where it does intersect with islands. You have to go from one boat to another, sort of thing. But you notice behind one of the bushes, you would have like completely missed this if you hadn't been looking out for it. There is a basket that seems to have been abandoned here.
If we're like
And
flying, if we're going by it for some no.
You're
Cook it?
driving by it.
Onto the
Berries
boat.
inside seem to have been there for a couple days. And it seems to be a collection basket for berries. And
What type of berries are they? Edible or
edible
poisonous?
berries, as most of the berries are along this path. And there are signs of a fight around it. Animal scratch marks, footprints.
But then I won't hook it if there's a fight scene. I'll draw it first.
You do
No,
so.
I'll look around. Was the fight scene a couple days ago too? Are there any fresh tracks around here?
Well, it looks like it was a couple days ago. You would have completely missed this if you hadn't been looking for something like this. It looks like the person dropped the basket when they were attacked by something and then ran into the forests, the island.
Into the island.
Into the island more, because you guys are on a path through the
Get Bree's
island.
attention about it.
Hmm?
What do you want to do? Is there like a foot trail?
No. It's wild
Well-
forest. You can just barely see where they went by like scratch marks or snapped twigs.
You said that this was about 2 days old, right?
A couple days, yes.
So, would the person still be alive if it was attacked?
It's not being alive that I'm worried about. Is
Just
there any
being
blood in the crime scene?
infected?
Yes. On a
How
leaf.
much?
Just a couple drips
Not a
of
little?
it.
Not
a little bit.
lot.
Like they just got scratched.
Scratch. We can take it to the next gate. But I like mark up the location mentally.
Did we
Oh, well.
just find patient 0? Or
I don't. Well, the pigs got attacked a long time ago. So
Yeah. Later.
more than 2 days ago.
Earlier than that.
No, but this does prove that this is very like everywhere.
You guys continue forward?
Yep.
You continue boating from the island.
I'd hook the
and-
basket then, because this crime scene looked extremely hidden. Like
Yes.
no one would find this if
Yes. Like
they
no one would
weren't
have found
paying
it.
attention a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm.
There's no sea life either.
No. No fish that you can see. The water is only disturbed by your boat.
The little ripples.
there should be some fish, shouldn't there?
There should be wildlife here.
Plants don't even seem to move that much. They only seem to.
Is there
move
signs of
slightly
like a
more.
larger conflict here, or
No.
magic or of any kind?
Yes, there's signs of magic, but not for conflict of that sort. This is a druid.
Like transportation?
No.
No rabbit footprints?
No rabbit footprints. What you do notice though is that some of the leaves on plants seem to be sharper than they should be, and some of them are dripping blood, like they cut someone, like dried blood that is now wet again because of the water.
I will have for this slow, because that's super concerning if the plants are causing this.
Just the animals.
I will, like, put on the gloves when dealing with super toxic poison material, even though I'm not sure if I should be particularly worried about this. But
You're
I
cutting
will
off a part of the plant that was sharper.
yeah, I'll cut a snip. Yeah, one of the ones with blood on it, and the ones that doesn't have it, and put them in paper. Like put them in the tubes and then put like a little witch's finger around the opening.
You have gloves on, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Big,
Seriously?
dealing with very toxic material gloves. Like thick gardening material stuff.
What's your AC?
18.
Okay. As you were walking away from where you cut it, you noticed that there was a vine slithering towards your foot.
Oh, if there's sentient plants,
Yes?
I really don't believe in starting forest fires or anything like that, but there's a bunch of sentient plants here.
Then don't touch the sentient plants.
It's raining.
Sentient plants that are infected by the hunger, Bree.
Well, perhaps they need a bit of light and not as much rain. Silence is very telling that I just said something stupid.
So, yes! If a vine tries to attack me, I turn around and try to shoot it with the crossbow.
It
From
wasn't
the bow.
attacking you, it was just slithering towards your foot. Like if you had stood there for a couple seconds longer, it would have wrapped around it, maybe tugged you into the bushes.
That's attacking. I don't know what
Yeah.
you'd call that, Sonya. If someone like grabbed you and pulled
It
you
was
into
attempted
something,
attack.
would
It
you
didn't
would you like
succeed.
call that attacking?
Yes.
If someone punched me and missed, I'd still describe that as someone attacking me.
Are you gonna shoot the bat?
Should we try
I
to...
would like to like replace the crossbow with something that could cut off some of the vine to like something with a broader edge.
Should we try to contact
You know
a
that leaf you
ranger?
just got is pretty broad and sharp.
I don't want to throw a poisonous plant at another plant. I want to cut it so it cuts off from the main plant.
Do you want one of my darts?
A dart is not more effective. Do you have a dagger? Or do I have a
Probably
dagger?
somewhere in here. No, I just have a sword. I have a very sharp rock.
A sharp rock might do it.
Alright.
Do you want to throw it, or should I?
Can I
Just
throw
try to
it?
cut- Of course you can.
You're gonna throw a rock at it?
Well,
Very sharp
try
rock.
To try
At
to
the
cut
plant.
off the vine
Yeah.
so we can get a sample of it.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll, let's see if you hit.
Okay.
And I'll prepare a much more effective blast.
This plus anything?
You're a monk. I don't. Do you get to add your proficiency bonus to things you throw? I don't know how that works.
I mean, I can do an unarmed strike if that counts.
Sure.
Okay.
You're chucking
18
something
plus,
at it.
yeah, 18 plus 4.
Okay. You managed to hit it. The vine slithers backwards a little bit. Roll damage, actually.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll much damage. Just like a D4 plus whatever your
6
strength is.
damage.
6 damage. The other vine gets cut off. The rest of it slithers back into the bush.
You know, like cast something to drag it to us, and with the
As
big
you're
gloves.
doing that, the pieces of the vines just like split and it starts digging into the ground.
I will toss a witch's finger at one of them, so it catches one, and
Yep. Witch's finger wraps around it.
then I'll
We
just
have
hit
a
the
fishing
witches.
pole that is literally just a witch's finger at the end of it.
Yeah, just. Yeah, I think I got something. I'll bring it back and put that into a sample thing as well.
No, make a strength check actually so you can get it back. Because it is.
Do you want to do that instead?
Yes.
Awesome.
Going fishing with fingers.
Cheating.
I'm not rolling a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
My help would be a hindrance.
18 plus 4.
What plus 4?
18.
Same roll.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to reel it back in. It also takes a chunk of earth with it.
Yeah, I put more witch's fingers around it in certain areas so it can't move, basically.
Okay.
And then put it in a vial. Not the extra strength ones.
All right. You see it inside the vial. It is growing to take up the vial.
Does it stop? Because I presume, like, if it grows, the witch's finger doesn't grow with it.
No, it
It
doesn't.
just kind of strangles it.
Do you think you could put that?
I mean, it's
in-
like growing outwards, not thickness.
Do you think you could put that in one of the vials?
It is in one of
big?
the vials already.
Oh.
You
Awesome.
corked it, I assume.
Yes.
It like continues to grow outwards, not thickness, to fill up the entire vial. It can't seem to get the cork undone. It's there.
I'll put like a witch's finger around the bottle
Yeah.
too, so
Yeah, probably a good idea.
That's
just witch's finger in it, so if it tries to move, it just gets.
plant is so weird. It's growing without any roots.
It is clearly magical, infected by an entity of hunger and obsessiveness.
How can? I mean, I understand that's what it happened, but I'm still trying to comprehend how a plant got infected by an
Magic.
entity. But plant.
Entities can infect anything.
Oh. Then this place isn't very well taken care of. Then.
Entities can affect anything. It doesn't speak to the quality of a place.
But if everything's affected with hunger,
Would you say that the town that we were in was naturally paranoid? Draitos?
after attack, yes.
No, it was not. When we were experiencing that, that was because of the magical infection displayed by a powerful link.
So somewhere there's a very powerful hunger link.
Or it spreads more literally with bites or scratches.
Hmm.
But we should cover up, so I will pass, like, more thick gloves to Bree too, and, like, I'll put back on, like, the desert clothing that covers every inch of skin.
Well,
Yeah.
she pulls the glove on.
I have human-sized ones. Thank you very much.
A bit bigger fingers than a human.
I have your size. I work
I'd
with
like to think you
minotaurs.
like put it on, it just goes over the thumb, like
Yeah.
I have minotaurs, so if anything, it's too big.
yeah.
Because I work with Leonin and minotaurs.
Mm.
And Oxodon. My co-workers are giants.
You've worked with giants before.
Not literally. But they're
I was
very
about
tall.
to say.
It means height. Gigantic.
Yeah, but giants actually do exist as a race.
I'm aware. But gigantic is a descriptive term.
But you
As is
called
giant.
all. Okay.
Giant is a descriptive term as well. That thing is giant. Not a giant.
You said you worked with giants.
Yes, they're all tall.
But do you hear how that sounds to someone who hasn't seen one of them before and has only seen actual giants?
You've seen Minotaurs, Loxodon, and Leonin before. You've been in the desert for months. If you haven't, then you've been living in weird
That's
settlements.
what they're called!
Oh,
I am very concerned for how you get to know different cultures and races now.
No one actually says the race.
Well, you can ask.
But it's rude!
No, I asked what you are. I was like, I've never seen something like you before.
Yeah, after I
Your name?
accidentally offended you.
I would have asked either way. I asked in a more snippish tone. Because you said, like, wow, you're so short or some shit like that.
No,
That's offensive.
I didn't call you short. I already learned
Yeah.
that lesson from the other halfling. I just wanted to make sure if you were a halfling or something.
We had a long conversation about why it's rude to call people short. Or have them
Yes.
short.
Because I accidentally did refer to your size.
or more specifically, small.
Short, small, pint-sized. The only term of height we accept is halfling. That already tells you enough.
Size would be so small though. Be like, you know, Just a few inches. Right? Why do people use that?
You do know what metaphors are, right? Or similes.
Yes?
Awesome.
I just don't understand why they would use an actual measurement, even though it doesn't equal to that measurement.
Because it's a metaphor.
It's a stupid metaphor.
Okay, then I'll make sure to point out every metaphor you use in the near future.
Although mine
Are
are
you guys
rather literal.
continuing on your path?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I'm keeping an eye out for plants now. I'm steering us, like, having Bree steer us toward
Yeah.
ocean stuff. Away
Like the
from the
pigs,
plants.
like the pigs flying thing. Literally, pigs fly. It's more like when pigs sing, and sometimes pigs do sing.
You're the
Now
one
that
who
you-
told me that metaphor.
Yes.
Now that you look for it, there are plenty of sharp leaves or vines. That
Awesome.
seem to
If
unnaturally
any
curl
do
around.
actually get anywhere dangerously near us.
No, you guys are mostly on the water, so they don't.
Also, if anyone tries to touch us, instead, like touch me or Bree,
Mhm.
I'll cast a different spell than the one I told you.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. None of them reach towards you because you guys are on a boat, in a cart, or in a cart that's on a boat, so it's kind of very hard to get
In
to
a
you
cart,
guys.
on a boat,
A boat.
in a river.
And
on a flying
Shine
bubble.
is flying.
On a planet. On a landmass
Around.
on a planet.
Yeah, Shine is flying around because there's not much room on the boat. It'd probably sink if she got in there.
Yeah.
It's basically just barely holding up all of you guys.
Careful up there, Shines. The plants are alive. You probably already know that, but just wanted to let you know.
She
in case you
glances
didn't.
at the plants below her, and then back to you guys, then back to the plants way below her, back to you.
Hey, they grow, okay?
They do.
Tilts her head.
One just literally grew in the bottle by
You guys
itself.
eventually make it to the end of this bubble,
Yeah.
Nah.
to a platform that is, again, unmanned.
Is it like the
No one
last
is
time,
there.
or is it on the other side?
No. There's just
Are
no
there
one there.
people on the other side?
There are no people on the other side that you can see, but there is a sign by the side that says, on a
Mhm.
break, put your gold in the basket, press the button, it'll automatically go.
Does it say how much, or?
A gold each.
Awesome. How do you want to split this?
How many people? 1, 2, 3, 4,
3. It's
3.
just been a
So three,
constant
they're not
3. 2
counting,
for you two,
animals.
and Nectar's kind of overlooked.
Hmm. Is that so?
It's
I
1
can't-
for the cart, 2 for you two.
Hey, don't argue about being able to save money. We can complain about it once we're all the way down. Once more, and we don't have to pay for things.
She also tends to hide in the cart, and it's also very different from the people normally around here. Like, they probably don't know what the heck she is.
She is a person.
It's
Complain
like a giant butterfly.
after,
Bree is
so we
starting
can
to turn
save
summer.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can file a complaint and have saved a lot of gold. Maybe a whole platinum. God.
No, I'm not going to even say fine because it's not fine.
You pay it? Do you pay 3 gold? How do you split it up?
I'll pay if Bree's not gonna.
Bree's going to pay 2 gold.
I am a law-abiding citizen.
Synonym?
Citizen.
Synonym. I'm a law-abiding synonym. Okay, so Bree pays 2, you pay 1.
Mhm.
Correct. Okay. It's a very fancy platform. It has a little cover over it to protect you, and like little wall things.
God, imagine they're on break because they were infected. God.
And you guys continue
Or
on.
they're having an emergency meeting, like, guys, everything's infected.
You guys continue on, and you guys get to the other side, which is definitely like giant, lush forests, tall trees. And you guys like first get up like on one of the trees is where you land. It's very nice. Usually land. And you guys can see in the very center there is a tall spire made out of this whitish material, and it's very tall in the very center of it. Yes, Agaria, you're right. And there's a path downwards through the forest. And there's wildlife around. You can hear it.
So, forest now means really bad. Like,
yes,
really
it does.
Steep forest, so... Okay, so how much can Shine carry? Just if we, like, carted people across?
2 people. She's built for speed, not for carrying weight.
Yeah.
Nectar and someone else. It's not going to be anyone else but Nectar. It'll always be Nectar.
Nectar can fly.
Not as fast as Shine.
It's
I
raining.
don't want...
Nectar can't fly when it's raining as well.
Nectar can't go outside when it's raining, because her wings would get destroyed. Should we try to find a way in the canopy, or risk it in the plant vine-filled jungle with animal life? With no one on station because they're on break.
Yeah, this site
On
also has an
break or
on
on
break. We'll be
break?
back shortly.
What do you want to do?
Well, I can fight off anything, so if you want to go...
That is... terrible arrogance.
But it's true.
No. No, you can't fight off anything. That's just
I can
illogical.
fight a tree.
Okay, a tree? Not the same thing as anything. Like, I don't think you're gonna fist fight a Fey Queen.
But try, I'd probably die.
I mean, yeah, maybe you physically can attempt to.
Yeah.
Not speaking of the outcome. So are we going down? We're trying to figure out a way up here.
Might be able to figure out a way up here, but we'd have to lose the cart.
I would
And
expect
this
them to
lab
recoup
is
our
not
losses.
designed to climb trees.
We will take the Lizlad with us. Are you kidding me?
That requires you to go down. Probably. So
Okay.
the lab is designed for flat areas with lots of sand, or flatter areas.
I mean, Will's not designed to climb trees either.
yeah.
He
And also
physically
the
can,
trees-
but, like, that's
And also,
not
if
great
you go
for
from
him.
canopy to canopy, you're even closer to the trees.
I imagine that's a lot of athletics or acrobatics checks to climb trees, so we'll
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to get down there, else I'm gonna fall.
Yeah. Down we go, I guess.
You guys go down. It's a relatively steep path down from where you are up in the canopy down to the path below.
I don't really feel comfortable with Lizlad leading us.
You want me to lead the cart?
I mean, if you can fight anything.
Bree
Lizlad-
unstraps Lizlad.
Yeah, Lizlad's precious.
I'm slightly offended, but I do agree.
You can fight things. Lizlad can burrow. You're sentient and not something that I've agreed to protect with my life.
Is Bree like pushing the cart?
Pulling.
Pulling the cart. Okay.
As
I
she
need
did
you to make a
earlier,
strength
right,
check.
I'd say I'd help, but I
Team plus
can't.
4, so 22 again.
22. Okay. It's a little bit slower than when this lad does it, but you do manage to push the cart, pull the cart, whatever
Pull
you're
the cart.
doing. Probably a lot harder than just push it. But yeah,
keep
yes,
my
you
crossbow.
continue. You are peeking out the sides, I assume.
Huh?
You are peeking out the sides and watching around, I assume.
Yeah, I am being very careful. Any plant even looks minorly too sharp.
Plenty of the plants look sharp
Yeah, but I will
here.
tell Bree what to avoid, because Bree is much more agile than Lizlad.
Mm-hmm.
And the plant, and the actual cart, isn't a sentient creature, so it'll just run things over.
Yeah,
So I'm not
exactly.
worried about the actual cart.
I
Also, if
suppose-
anything moves.
Are
We're
wondering.
breathing like that.
Make
Do
a
I roll, like, a
perception check.
perception?
Yes.
Yes, I help.
Awesome. I really appreciate that help because I rolled another natural one at the start. That is 19 total.
As you guys are walking, well, taking the cart,
Ria's
at one
walking.
point, a wounded rabbit jumps out of one of the bushes and just like stumbles in front of the cart.
Mm-mm.
He's like,
Bree hops on the cart.
Yeah, everyone gets on the cart and we use the momentum of the cart and just...
Keep going.
Actually, no, because if we kill the thing, it'll turn back into what it was. So I will, prick it with the poisoned crossbow until it's just paralyzed.
you unconscious?
Yeah.
You're going to.
Well, paralyzed. Not unconscious.
You're going to shoot it.
Would that be a risk of killing it?
Yes.
Okay, then no. If it gets close to the cart, I'm gonna put on the big gloves and stab.
Roll to see if you hit, I guess.
That is... 26.
Okay, at first the rabbit seems to dodge out of the way almost and start heading like away more, but you manage to like curve the boat, hit it. It continues hopping. It continues hopping. Shouldn't continue hopping.
It definitely shouldn't. I toss a witch's finger at it.
And then he tries to roll initiative.
Roll initiative?
Rustling in the bushes around you.
Oh my god, I get attacked by fucking rabbits!
There's an opening
That is...
in the forest on one side.
For me, that is a 17. But it would still do damage, so I can roll damage for the crossbow.
Yes. Can you put it in the chat so everyone can see? Battle music, let's go. Let me find it.
7 damage. Let's see. We are definitely on the path.
Yep. Towards the beginning of it, you guys are like just barely able
Yeah, I
to
suppose-
see the pit of bones to one side of you.
Oh, awesome.
We got off by a bunch of rabbits!
Who knows?
What minis do you want on the table, Sonya?
I would like,
If you'd like something small for the rabbit?
nope. The rabbit's practically dead. Don't worry about it. I would like the one of the hordes of mammals on the side there, like on the other side of the pit in the path.
This way?
No, by the
This
path.
way.
By the path. On the other side of the path. So basically, yes, there. Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's it for now. That's visible.
Let me put some... for shine. And I will put this small halfling mini. Bria's still ahead of us. And let's see, for slime. How big is slime?
Slime has a thing.
Slime has things
Oh,
it can do.
you're right. Yes. No, the mini. For
Oh,
slime.
you've been in here.
Also, the camera just moved.
Let's start just facing this side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. So in order, that would be
Bree. GS. Horde.
or
Two.
2.
Yes.
SH.
SH. Will.
Will.
Horde 1. No, sorry. B. B than Horde one.
And then I also need to... Alright! Actually, we are going to call a break here while we finish getting set up, get some food and stuff, and we'll be back in a second.
Due to the length of this episode has been split into 2 parts. Thank you for listening. The second half will be up shortly. The ambient sounds in this episode are thanks to Sirenscape. Be sure to check them out at sirenscape.com. Thank you for listening!